We'd like to support this channel as usual. There's PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Welcome to the show. Got a good one lined up for you, as far as you know. See what we got out there in Discord. I did see, well, I didn't see her. I did talk to the beautiful Betty Van Pizza Eating Velson. How's it going, Betty?
You had to put that in between, huh?
Yeah, it was there.
Oh, we usually talk about food, but now we may not talk about it again. I think is it Nathan that said that we should be doing that?
We don't care what Nathan says about what we talk about on this show.
Okay, so now we sort of introduce one another by their foods that we ate.
Yes.
Mr. Blueberry, Strawberry, mid-afternoon snacker.
Blueberry, strawberry. I usually have a banana, although today I ordered my wife to cut me up an orange, in little bite-sized slices. I don't like peeling oranges. I like other people doing that for some reason.
Yeah, you have your personnel, huh?
And I think it's going to be like a vitamin C explosion because I'm going to have an orange, and then I already got chopped up kiwis in the fridge.
Yeah. I was just thinking about kiwi because that's the next vitamin C to go to, huh?
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a better source for vitamin C than kiwis. I love them. I've always liked them for some strange reason. But yeah, they're in the fridge, so it's going to be I'm going to be so full of vitamin C. There's no way I can get scurvy.
Well, science is not out on that yet.
Oh, that's right. According to Professor Numpty Dipshit Parks and the bearded sewer rat engineer, they're not quite sure about that.
Many more people are not quite sure about that, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, wasn't it Jaron also that said that science is proven?
Yeah. It was him too. That's right.
So he must not believe this as well.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of vitamin C scurvy. Yeah, Rob Parks.
You know that scurvy comes from the Dutch word scheurbuik.
Really?
Yeah.
How
The
you
guys
spell?
could pronounce that. The guys could pronounce that, so that when it became scurvy.
How you spell it?
SCHEURBUIK.
Oh, when you said it, I thought I've seen it before in like medical journals, but no, you're just making that shit up.
No, I'm not. Look, I wrote it in voice verification. That's not good.
You wrote it in.
It's some random chat.
I put it in there. Oh, somebody put a GeoShifter put it out there. Sure, pronounce it.
Scheurbuik.
Where'd you get? Was there an L in there?
Scheurbuik.
Oh, that's that friggin' choking sound. You do it first in words.
Well, the thing is, many people can't pronounce the SCH, right? Because there's a G in there, a G, right? And then there's an S in front of it.
What? There's a G in it?
The SH, or the CH, is pronounced with a G.
So, yeah, but that's a choking. Hey.
You know, how we could sort of identify Germans in our country was by asking them to say Scheveningen.
Say what?
Scheveningen, that's a place on the coast.
Okay.
Coastline.
Okay.
And when they were like sort of spying on the Dutch resistance, they would sort of ask them to say, okay, tell me what the word Scheveningen is. And then they couldn't do it. And then they would be called out.
Oh, that's how they'd catch them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And then we would ask our bikes back.
Ask them for our bikes back.
Now we don't want them anymore because now we have electric bikes, e-bikes.
You cracked me up with that stuff when you first told me that damn Germans stole our bikes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they could sort of commandeer it and then we'd be gone. Right?
So you set
We
them
have
up
a
there.
similar phrase, Betty.
Oh, here we go. Now he shows up.
I was here, eh? I was here. I've always just running a little late.
We were expecting you last night, Adam.
I'd already gone to bed by the time I said I felt a little bit peaky duck, a little bit peaky. So,
Well, at least you're close to the medicine cabinet.
you don't want to do the drugs, do you? Just let your body deal with it. Drink water and let your body deal with it.
Exactly.
Which was drinking water.
Water. Yeah. Betty,
The
come up.
water in the water don't taste like what it oughta.
Oh my God, that's too funny. I had still a question about the kiwis. Do you like the yellow ones or the green ones?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Did my mic break? What happened?
Yeah. Your mic, the yellow one. You talking about the flesh?
Yes.
Yeah, the green ones.
Ah, because you have yellow ones. Did you have those ones?
I've never had. I don't think I've had a yellow one.
Well, don't they have yellow one kiwis in the USA?
I don't know. I've never had a yellow one. Do they even yellow kiwi? What are they called? Are they still called kiwis?
Yeah, they called kiwi gold.
All right, kiwi what?
Gold.
Kiwi gold. Oh, should I write
that's
that?
just sort of something that they put on a sticker. That's when you buy them.
I'm looking this up. Yellow kiwis.
You don't trust me, do you?
Not that I don't trust you. I don't think I've ever had one. With a
Remember
yellow.
that we were looking at this red cauliflower?
Yeah, that was sick looking.
I didn't even know that existed.
And the white asparagus. That was just disgusting.
No, it's not. It tastes even better.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It's more smooth. It's more like yeah, beautiful.
Yep, I see the yellow kiwis. Okay, I could like those. I don't think I've never tried those.
The green ones are a little bit more firm, and the yellow ones are more ripe.
Huh.
They're softer, but the taste could be more sour than. Although it doesn't sort of really.
I've looked it up, Betty.
What?
I'd never heard of them either, so I just looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Gold kiwi fruit has a totally different taste. Some say it's like a cross between mango and a strawberry.
Really?
Yeah.
Tropically sweet.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
I've never heard of them.
I wouldn't
come on, you don't know what you don't know.
No, because I don't think I'd like it because you said the mango. For some reason, I can't stand mango.
I hate mango.
Yeah, but the mango, when you have it, sometimes it tastes like the ground, you know? Like
yes.
You put dirt in your mouth.
Yes.
But that's not with these kiwis.
Okay.
Oh, God. How can you hate
mango? Take the good of the mango. All right?
Wife is Guyanese. That's an insult.
Yeah, you can't eat
it.
What?
If he hates peeling oranges, how the hell do you get on with a kiwi fruit? They're shit bags to peel.
I didn't cut the kiwis up myself. However, there is a little trick with the kiwis with a spoon.
Yes, you just cut them in two halves, and you eat them like
No. There's a trick with not with a soup spoon, just a regular spoon. You can de-skin them easily.
But then you have two big halves.
No, you got one. I'm not cutting it in half. I told you.
Why not?
Because you don't need to cut them in half if you use a spoon.
Where do you put the spoon in then?
You dig the spoon right underneath the skin, and then you start turning the spoon in a circular pattern, and it de-skins it.
Sounds like a lot of work too.
Sounds like an echo that I'm getting from you in Discord again, Betty.
Well, at least you hear me twice now. I think that's a good thing. I think in the chat they're talking about the white asparagus.
Yeah, that's some nasty stuff right there.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows it. Cooked with ham and cheese. Yes, correct, Armin. That's really, really nice. Yeah.
Does it still give you the the bathroom issue with the when you do a number one?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Even stronger.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can eat those, and in 5 minutes, sometimes even less. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I feel that when that happens, at least your body works.
Yeah, that gives you a confirmation that but that's at hyperspeed. You'd
I'm
figure,
alive.
right? Because it's immediately, I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. It's immediately in your bloodstream. It almost immediately.
There must be something in there that's also very healthy, by the way.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I think that the white ones, they don't grow in any regular ground. They have to be sort of farmed in a certain um, sort of earth or dirt, whatever you call it, to make them good, right? And it seems to have healthy properties where you have a lot of minerals in it.
I don't know about the white ones. I just know about the
But do
obviously.
you know how they make them white? Yeah, do you know that?
I could
How they do it?
I could say something, but they might shut down the channel.
Right, racism. No, so what they do is when these things start to grow, they cover them up with dirt every time, and it grows back up, and then they cover them up. They cover them up, so the coloration of those things will not happen at all, right? And then when they're tall enough, they are hacking them away.
So they kill off the chlorophyll.
Yeah. Well, basically, it doesn't appear in them.
That's how they do it. It's not like a different, kind. Not kind, but you know
No.
what I mean.
Yeah. No, they do it that way. Yeah, they might have different kinds. I don't know, but
We're gonna have to look that up. I find that quite disturbing.
That's-
Just cover it up
That's
with
the
dirt.
same
Go
as,
ahead, Adam.
That's the same as chicory and stuff like that. So chicory, you put a pot over it so no sunlight gets in.
yeah, chicory.
Chicory, you mother clucker.
So we had Neil over here, and he was in Gilded for the whole time, and we never announced that we were back in Discord.
I did initially, didn't I?
Yeah, but you had to be there to experience it.
I still haven't given you the equivalent to the Germans nicked our bikes. But we never said that. We used to say the Germans bombed our chip shop.
What? What did they do?
Bombed our chip shop.
Too funny. Might be true too.
Okay, white asparagus is a delicious spring side dish popular in Germany during the season of Spargelzeit. And shut up, Betty. And perfect as an Easter side dish, Mother's Day, or any meal during the spring. What is white asparagus? To obtain the white, tender, and somewhat sweet version, I don't know if I'd like that. Farmers limit the plant's light intake, burying it like a treasure under mounds of soil.
Yep.
As a
That's
result,
totally
here we
true.
go. If you stand in a field of if you stand in a field of white asparagus before and during harvest time, you see nothing green. Only row after row of mounded soil. The mounds cover the shoots and block their sunlight intake. As a result, chlorophyll production is prevented. Look at that. And the white tips barely peek up out of the soil when they are harvested.
Yeah. And that's the really nice part of it, of the whole.
Thanks. Each detectable spear is loaded with calcium, potassium, phosphorus, vitamins A, B1, B2, C, E, and folic acid. Yeah, it's a good source of folate. Okay. I don't know.
We have.
I didn't lie, didn't I?
No,
Did
I didn't think you did.
Well, you did have
We
to check.
have wild asparagus. You know, in the house in Italy, some of the neighbours took us foraging all up the sides of the banks between the houses. They have wild asparagus. It's really, really tasty. More sweet pea tasting and a lot thinner, skinnier. But just as really nice. Wild asparagus, very green though. That is.
Huh. I don't think I've ever had that either. Wait, is that?
I've never seen it in the shops. I've only had the neighbours in Italy.
Well, it's called wild.
And we've had it.
Hunt for them.
Yeah.
So that's only grown in Italy? Can't asparagus grow wild in other places outside the border?
I've looked it up, and it happens in the UK as well, but I've never had it in the UK. Like I said, it's only the neighbours in Italy that have. Oh, yeah. have you ever cooked this? And it's just like asparagus, but like I said, a lot thinner. More tender.
Huh. Okay.
There you go.
See?
I'm gonna shout out a super chat.
I do like this show. How we ended up on asparagus and mentioning that. That's
Heck
cool.
yeah, this show is the bomb. Somebody said, hold up, hold up, Betty. Somebody said earlier, wait a second, I seen it in chat earlier. I was going to make a mention of it. This is the best part of my day from Raleigh Criterion FE. This is the best part of my day. It's like Folgers in my cup.
I wonder if he says it after the show.
Of course he would say it after the show. It's like Folgers in my cup. That's a commercial. That's a jingle on a commercial.
What are Folgers in a
Folgers is coffee. It's like Folgers in my cup. It's like a warm, great friend. It's like a companion.
Oh. Yeah, well, it must be like cultural.
Must be what?
Cultural.
Cultural. No, it's a commercial.
Yeah, a cultural commercial.
Go ahead with the super chat.
Okay, from Theo Megaworthy. Worthy? Yeah. So how many monists does it take to screw in a bulb?
Don't know.
How many monists? What is a monist?
Well, mon means one. Or monist, it's probably a monist. So mon means one, doesn't it?
So how many onesies
Onesies.
does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Am I correct in the monist? Let's see. See if I fall right headlong into being correct again.
You could
Just
be.
while you're doing that, I got a request from Brian for a link. Don't know if someone can help him for the Discord.
Isn't the
Okay.
link in the description box?
I've just went to look.
It is. Yes.
It's I put it. I think I put it completely down at the bottom. So if you want to join Discord, we're back in Discord, by the way, in case you didn't know. If you want to join Discord, the link is in the description box, but you got to scroll all the way down.
No, it's not.
It's not.
No, Gilded's at the bottom, and then the rules.
What the hell? I put it in there yesterday.
Yeah, your dreams probably.
Ugh.
Well, I put it in the chat right now.
Thanks,
And my
babe.
cat is in the way because, of course, she has to be. Wait. So.
See, that's a bummer.
Ooh, we got another super chat. Wow.
Oh, you guys are kidding me. A whole 2 this time? Wow.
Tony Whitcomb, I employed a new tactic. Ask anyone to point in the direction of ball spin and watch them melt. And a food topic: ground coffee and Aleppo chili in an air fryer would be awesome.
Ground
coffee.
and Aleppo chili? What the hell? Where are you from?
Oh, yes. That's reminded me of something. You know how we have the Principia of you? I heard QE the other day say espresso coffee.
Espresso. It is espresso.
Did I
Yeah.
say espresso?
Yes, you did.
Twice.
Really?
Yeah, slap yourself twice.
So that's a faux pas. I'm not a big coffee guy. I just started drinking coffee just a couple years ago. So if I mispronounce certain types of coffees, I do it because I'm sort of a newbie.
Numpty?
I'm not a numpty.
You're a coffee numpty.
I'll qualify it. It's not espresso because it's not a quick coffee.
It's not expressly done.
Hey, Adam, up
It's
yours,
pressed.
man. Get stuffed.
Comes from grinding and then pressing the coffee and pressurizing it.
So
It's
espresso is like a pressing?
Or pressed coffee is the name. Yeah.
It's pressed coffee. Instead of
Not
grinding,
quick
you
coffee.
press it?
Well, you press instead of just filtering. It's pressed, isn't it, and then pressurized.
Yeah, they put this in these machines, don't they?
I'm really showing my ignorance with coffee, so I'm exposed. I gotta admit, I just don't know all that much about different types of coffees. Just don't.
You don't have to, but if you've got something over QE, you've got to mention it. So it's a rarity.
But
Is there a
doesn't
word for someone that knows something about coffee? There's a word for that, I think.
like a coffee expert?
Yeah, yeah. You have a sommelier. That's the one that knows about wine. You have someone that does something with the
Huh.
with the coffee.
Back
Barista.
to a rooster. Back to
Barista.
barista. Back to Adam's
Barista. Yes, a barista. Thanks, Adam. That's it.
a barista.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back to my point. I'm gonna mark it down so I don't forget about
I
it.
got back to my point.
So a barista, right?
You have
Now
no
we can go to monist. Now a monist is the philosophy. We got to remember we were on this for a brief second. The doctrine that the person consists of only a single substance. See, means one. So I was right with that.
Is that all?
That's not all, but we're going to get back to just something profound that Adam said. It was more or less a tell. It was a major tell. You see what he said, Betty? You run into this problem too.
Huh?
When he said if you catch QE out on something, you gotta announce it because it's sort of it's like the albino blue whale. It's extinct.
Well, they're more common than they are.
It's extinct. However, there's a deeper, more profound meaning behind that. It exposes you.
Who?
Right.
You?
Now, it exposes people looking for little peccadillos that I might not know because they're so insecure in themselves that they already know I'm the cat's meow, so they have to search for something. See, that's a tell. You just exposed yourself, Adam.
God
My
damn
goodness
it.
gracious. Just such a long dribble. To just
It wasn't dribble.
by yourself for not knowing something
It's
and be
di-
called a numpty.
It's
No, you could look at it like that. You see, there's a tell there that QE's obviously insecure instead of viewing it as the backhanded compliment it was.
You can't flip that around on me.
He already did.
Yeah, he already did, but it was clumsy. It was like a child
It was
did.
not clumsy. You find it clumsy. It was really good. Well done, Adam. Well done.
Well, see, now that's an even deeper thing right there. If everyone jumps on the one that's tried to convert or try to red herring fallacy away from their exposure, that's another tell.
William Tell?
Not William tell, that's another tell that you're double whammied.
Let me shout out a super chat in the meantime. So Theo Megaworthy says answer 1, but they are only screwing themselves.
I was gonna say 1. I think I did say 1. Didn't I?
I have no idea. We have to wind back.
But no, I said 1 because it's a monist and moan means 1. Betty, try to keep up.
Yeah, I thought moaning in the sense of like nagging.
But you see, let's take a look at his question first. I answered the question correctly. It didn't ask for a rationale or a reason. He said, how many monists does it take?
That's the sign of an MPD. Just
it is
say,
not Eddie's.
It is. I was right.
But I was. Now listen to his question. Listen to his question.
You're both wrong.
Oh, my God.
No, because he is. If you're a monist, you are. See, he's right, isn't he?
Yes.
But you're only screwing yourselves because you are also the light bulb and the socket. A monist is everything is themselves, isn't it?
Yes, a
It's an
single.
A
NPD.
manifestation, yeah.
He said they're NPD too, huh, Betty?
Yeah, everybody is nowadays.
So again, I was still right with one. Now back to my rationale. He didn't ask for a reason or rationale. How many monists does it take to screw in a bulb? The answer, it's just only a single answer. No rationale needs to be provided. I knew that would stump you guys.
Is the answer then
I
just...
wait a minute, I got told off. I said, Dave Scott says, Betty, listen, don't rumpus. So I just kept my mouth shut.
I seen it. I very rarely do I go into the comment section anymore because I hardly post. But I did do it the other day. I did see a post. Somebody called you Betty Boop.
Which is strange because I'm blonde.
Betty Boop, boop, doop, boop, boop. I just found it. He tried to, make a backhanded slight to you. It really didn't have that much cowbell, but I did like Betty Boop.
More people like her because she has like a nice skirt on and red blouse, right?
Who?
Betty Boop.
Who's Betty Boop?
She is a character, a drawing.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. See, I'm learning a whole bunch of...
Gracious. There we go. We got another one, Adam. He is a numpty.
Evening, Brian.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Brian.
Hey Betty, hey Kiwi, hey Neil, hey Adam. Thanks for helping me out there with the invite. Adam and everyone else, Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh, you just came in?
Just a minute ago, I was just being quiet listening to what's going on.
Did you come through the voice verify?
Yeah, I did. Rogers verified
And he
me.
let you through? Wow.
Yeah.
I've just got I'm doing a little reading on monism here.
Oh my goodness.
And I wonder if our friends, the Ethereans, are monists.
Yes. Well, I know the chief is a monist. He's a Buddhist monist. The tattoo job. Hold on. Tattoo job. The Uncle Fester is a Buddhist monist. Yeah.
He would be a monist in incommensurability of an electric field, wouldn't he? That everything is counter space. Whereas I think the Globebusters crew would be monist in ether. I'll read the definition. Monism, which reduces the whole of reality to one substance or one category, does not usually believe in not believe in a god. I think that's quite probably true then, that their theory of Etherian substance or dielectric counter space is monist, because that is what Whitsitt tries to reduce everything down to, doesn't it? First we go, everything's electrostatic, but then everything is that electromagnetic description they give, the incommensurability of whatever. But everything reduces to that, doesn't it? A field in counter space, whether it's manifest or not. All substance is that. But yeah. That's a really good super chat, thank you.
Hey,
Is he
Adam.
eating the banana?
Adam, you need to check your mic because you said I hear a little scratchiness when you start speaking.
I can't hear Betty now either. I'm drop and come back.
Well, Betty's not saying anything. It's just reverberating back through her mic. It's called an echo.
He was gone while you said it.
Is that better?
Nah, I'm still. Whenever you talk, it goes.
Is it because I got the fan on? Is that better?
No, I don't hear it.
Now I don't hear it.
Yeah, that's because it's freezing and I'm in the shed, so I've had to have the blow heater on. So I'll try and turn it down.
It's not that it's. Yeah, it is irritating.
Didn't bother me at all. I was totally fine about it. Everything was fine.
Right, didn't
Good to
ask
know.
you. Right, we didn't
One-
ask you.
Fine, one in the bank, son. One in the bank. If I want to annoy him later, we know what to do.
Yeah. he gave away his tail.
Oh, here we go with the other tell. That you guys are exposing yourself, trying to search for, a little peccadillo. Right? That means that you're insecure with yourself.
What is a picadillo?
We didn't have to search for it.
Yeah, you do.
What is a picadillo?
What is a peccadillo?
Yeah, picadillo.
You got to pronounce it correctly.
Well, the thing is that you say that we're searching for something. I want to know what it is that I'm searching for. Apparently.
You need to know what you're searching for.
Yeah. Well,
Well, what?
do I get an answer?
Peccadillo, it's like a tiny little thing that's pronounced. Oh, jeez. I see, folks. This is another tell of somebody mind who is in the gutter constantly.
No, but you
Turn on the fan, Adam.
say that way.
Turn on the fan at it. As soon as I said it, yeah. As soon as I said it, like my mind was not headed in that direction whatsoever, right? But Betty, I heard her giggling in the background.
Unbelievable.
I'm sitting there. Okay, what could be so funny, right?
The first
Oh
sentence.
my God, your mind that's took me ages.
Well, he said that I had to pronounce it well because he already was on that game himself, and then he started to basically explain what it is in the first sentence.
I'm going to have a word. I'm
very,
going to
very
have a
well.
word with my mum. I don't think I should be coming here all the time anymore. I don't think it's good for me. Debauchery.
Take some medication, Adam.
Did you hear? The immaturity is just oozes out of her. It wasn't like a belly laugh. It was just a little snicker in the background. Like somebody in the back of the class. Right.
Oh, you got yourself halfway. You sort of got onto it yourself.
I
right?
did, but it took the snicker.
Now you know where that word came from, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it took the snicker. If no snicker, I would have just moved on, right? But no, I heard a little snicker, and then I said, okay, what the hell could be so funny about that?
You wouldn't know what snickerl
Yeah,
means.
Snicker, that's the name of my cat. It's a really tasty candy bar. And a snicker in context is just a little immature laugh in the back, a little heckler in the back.
Yep, you got one here.
Unbelievable.
You got another super chat, by the way.
That's sounding good. Keep on coming, guys.
Roll, man. Theo Becker-Worthy, he says, Adam, modern physicists are becoming monists also.
Yeah, I just responded to him there. That made me
you
think. Yeah, well, my response was quantum foam.
What? Why that answer?
Well, that's their divisible thing of everything that they've got to now, isn't it? That all anything's going to manifest in quantum foam, which is the modern version of ether.
It seems to be the answer to everything. If somebody asks you a question, you just say quantum foam.
Of course, I had to take a little drink just before he said quantum foam. I was just getting ready to had a glass of water, just getting ready to swallow it, and he had to say that.
I didn't make this crap up.
Quantum.
Well,
Who created that shit anyway? Quantum. That sounds like
shit.
professor.
It's quantum shit.
Sounds like something that I read a long time ago. I think it was from John Wheeler. I think so. Let's see.
Another Wheeler.
Yeah, it's Professor Wheeler, not Ken Wheeler. Professor Wheeler is a pretty prominent physicist at Princeton.
You think that the other guy is his son?
No.
His numpty son?
Quantum foam or space-time foam, this is what I'm talking about. This is some horse shit. Is a theoretical quantum fluctuation of space-time. The space-time doesn't exist. That's a concept. On very small scales, it's not due to quantum mechanics. See, this is a train wreck of epic proportions right from the get-go. Background, let's check its history, see if I'm correct. It doesn't have any history. Oh, yeah. The idea was devised by John Wheeler in 1955.
So he's his father then.
No, he's not his father.
John, you're my father.
This is the whole thing. It's what they've been trying to do, but this quantum foam shit, the quantum field theory, quantum electrodynamics, all this stuff is just a backdoor shotgun wedding. It's a train wreck between quantum mechanics and general and special relativity. That's all this is. The whole thing, like I said, quantum foam, you got quantum field theory, you got quantum electrodynamics, all that horse shit is just a backdoor shotgun wedding. It's a married bachelor wedding. You got quantum mechanics who's debunked the bejesus out of special and general relativity, but they got this kung fu death grip on Einstein, and they try to marry him up, but they can't do it. Right? It's pathetic.
There's a description just straight off of Google. What is quantum foam made of is the question.
Right.
From your quote from John Wheeler, 1955. Quantum foam, or space-time foam, is a theoretical quantum fluctuation of space-time on very small scales due to quantum mechanics. Matter and antimatter. Yeah, you see, that summarizes it perfectly, doesn't it?
Due to quantum mechanics, that whole statement is a freaking train wreck.
It summarizes what you were saying, doesn't it? Perfectly. What they're doing. It's a strap-on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You could summarize all that stuff. It's a joke. Grammatically, it's even about. It's a non sequitur. It's caused by quantum mechanics. What the fuck, man? It's caused by biology.
How does quantum mechanics cause something in a conceptual medium?
It doesn't.
It's theoretical.
That theoretical gave the game away. If you didn't know any better.
And then there are these people that say that they have only few peers that they can talk about this to one another.
Oh, really? Who are these few?
Well, we have one in our Dutch cabinet now, in our government.
Huh.
Science, he says, but he's a theoretical physicist. And he said it himself that he had few people to be able to talk to because what he was talking about was on such a high level of bullshittery, I think, that he can't talk to anybody about it.
Is that there is a famous who is that famous Dutch theoretical physicist? I come across him. He's a mathematical physicist, right?
Eric Verlinder.
No.
Now he's Dutch, but this is another guy.
I forgot his name. Maybe Arwin knows.
Yeah. I can't. His title was mathematical physicist. That's a married bachelor. Famous. Let's type it in. Famous Dutch theoretical physicist. Let's see what we get. Oh, I know Hooft. Yeah, I know that one. He's another numpty. You got a lot of numpties over there in Never Neverland.
Yeah. Well,
he's not the one I'm looking for though. You got
we do our best.
Say again?
We do our best.
Yes, you do. No.
Robert, no, something.
T. Hoof. That's what I'm talking about. That he's a general relativity numpty. That T. Hoof idiot. I seen him get his ass handed to him in a chat one day. Who did that? Dude. Stephen Carruthers just tore his ass up. Yeah, it was a spectacle, man. I was like, that was a long time ago too. This guy thinks his dumps don't stink. The T. Hoof guy, and he just got eviscerated. Every comment he made, it was just torn apart. It was something to see. It was back in the day, though.
Yeah, that's not the one.
No, I know he's not the one.
This one is called Robert Dijkgraaf.
Who?
Robert Dijkgraaf. And he also was, because these people, that we might have bred them here, but they go all the way to America to come up with that shit.
To make horses' asses out of themselves. You got a lot of them, right?
No, we go over there and learn that shit.
There's a lot of them, right? You got this T. Hoof, obviously, Huygens. It's Huygens. Huygens. How do you say it?
Huygens.
Huygens. Good, close.
Huygens.
Huygens.
Nee, niet hou.
How?
Huygens.
Huygens.
Almost.
Almost. So you got that one. You got Lorentz, right? Right? Yes?
I got what?
Lorentz.
Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm sorry, Lawrence.
We got a Lawrence weg here. A street. It's
So,
called Lawrence.
so you got a lot of these crayon munchers from the Netherlands.
Yep.
That had serious impact on the ball-tard spinning space monkey religion.
And then they moved to America and sort of exponentially got worse.
Oh, then they got worse.
Yeah.
Martins, Veltman, Dutch. Yeah, you got a few of the big. These aren't the second team. You got some serious first teamers here.
Yeah, such a small country, and we are great at
Yeah, you're
reading.
great.
Is the name Verhoeven you're looking for?
Reading
Is it
numbers.
Verhoeven?
No, it's just a name. I thought it started with a W. I ran into it. I think we were on it was like 5 years ago, and somebody brought his name up, and I went to look for his actual title. He was Dutch, and it said mathematical physicist.
Yeah. I think that guy, Robert Dijkgraaf, he had a video made too, that he is doing all kinds of equations and saying something about equations and stuff.
Yeah.
That it's real and that it's it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can remember laughing at him a long time ago. You have another one, the MIT guy that ran. Remember, I caught him in chat. What's his name from MIT?
Wasn't that Professor Walter? Whatever?
Walter Lewin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I caught him in it because he always liked to comment in chat. You don't usually see that, right? Remember, Betty? We went there that one day, and you said, go ahead, make a comment to him. And he was talking about gravity and other, horseshit. I tried to be clandestine. Say again?
He blocked you immediately.
Yeah. I was really nice. And I was trying to not let on that I was a flat earther in any way. I didn't have anything to do with flat earth. I just wrote a couple comments and some questions about gravity. Blocked.
Yeah, he knew immediately.
Yes, he did. Then Betty, didn't you get into that conversation?
Yes, I did. In Dutch.
In Dutch. Yes, in Dutch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I pretended to be the blonde that didn't know anything,
Yeah. Which isn't too far from the truth.
He's the Assyrians' go-to guy outside of Ken Wheeler.
Yeah.
Walter Lewin.
Isn't he the guy that got done for online sexual harassment and sacked from MIT?
I don't recall that.
But Otto Lewin
I
did
do.
do some nice videos with real experiments, right? Real things, real setups, with all kinds of
Not demonstrations.
well
Yeah,
demonstrate.
he was a fine teacher. I didn't have because I watched a bunch of his videos. I mean, he's not a numpty, right? But he
And
is.
that's what's really concerning, because he really was not going to go into this, because I asked him about the gas pressure without a container thing, and he immediately got on and said, "Well, I am not entertaining people that are doing this, that."
Oh yeah,
I
that's right.
never told about any flat Earth or whatever, but he was immediately aware of it.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Yep. Betty hit him with the gas pressure, right? That was all. That was it.
Yeah. I didn't get blocked, but he did not respond eventually.
Well, after he had his little spiel about I will not get involved, I will not bring myself down. Just answer the fucking question, you Dutch idiot.
Well, the thing is that these people have a lot invested in their reputation. How you
Sure.
say that?
Sure. No, you're right. Yeah.
So he wants to sort of get his pension, and he wouldn't be getting it if he would be doing this, I think. So
I,
they have to keep it up, and that's if everybody has that same idea of keeping up appearances, right? Just for to have your money, your income, and all that, then we will be keeping living in a fantasy world, right? Made up by some people that are sort of have the money to control us.
okay, that makes sense. I mean, that follows, but what are you trying? You trying to divine a fellow countryman's motive?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I can't find
Well,
any other reason why he would not admit that we were right. The only thing that really bothers these people is if they have no more income, or their whole reputation is like screwed.
Huh.
well, Betty, it's like all the funding and kickbacks and all that. They all come from the universities. So his name is like, I mean, he has to keep in faith, good faith with the universities, like,
Absolutely.
budget, and they won't fund. Never mind flat Earth stuff. There's loads of things, studies they won't fund,
Mhm.
because it's not what they want to have researched.
Yep.
So unless you're doing what they want you to do, you won't get paid. It's that simple. So even though these people have their heads up their asses and they give the whole spiel of, oh, I wouldn't lower myself to talk to people of, who are into this, that, and the other thing, or I won't answer anything about gas pressure. The truth is that they're owned financially. But the other side of it is that I think, not maybe in the past, but these days we actually give these people validity and power when we look to talk to them. I mean, it's coming, the time is coming when they are going to have to look to talk to us, because the public are going to demand it. Would you agree with that?
Hopefully, I hope that more people will come out. Well, there's now in the Netherlands where these people from universities speak about certain topics that I won't sort of convey here, but they are speaking out on certain topics, and they get excommunicated by their universities, and they sort of want to revoke their licenses, their diplomas, or what the degrees, whatever. They just want to cut them loose. And so if a piece of paper is just a sort of a bond that you have with your university, what's that worth? I mean, what? But
A lot of
apparently
money.
it's worth a lot of money for their income. They need it. So most people will just obey, and that's why when we have all these diplomas, degrees, and things, we will enslave ourselves by just not speaking out the truth.
Well, if you take all sides of that coin, I suppose it can only have two sides. But if someone like Walter Lewin is an absolute believer in heliocentrism, and he also has all his pension and all his persona and his financial situation tied up within that, via the university he's representing, then there's no way he wants to talk to Quantum Eraser. No way he wants to talk to you. He certainly doesn't want to talk to me. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, he's like a stone at that point, isn't he? There's no movement.
The thing is that also the other one that I mentioned, Robert Dijkgraaf, he was invited to one of these Dutch flat Earth conferences in Amsterdam, and he was supposed to come, and sort of at the last moment, well, maybe not the last moment, but he sort of said, well, I'm not coming anymore, right? So apparently he either got the message, don't do this, or he sort of realized that he could get himself like got in the middle.
That's the okay. So I was wrong. That's the guy. He's the mathematical physicist. Then that was the one I was talking about.
Yeah, Robert Dijkgraaf. Yes.
Yeah.
He's now in our government, the Minister of Science.
A minister of science, a mathematical physicist. Does he
Yes.
call himself a theoretical physicist also?
I have no idea, but he's now the Minister of Science. So you know that if he's a theoretical mathematician, you know what kind of influence
Okay.
and on which side he's on.
Okay.
Right?
What's his name again? Spell his last name.
Dijkgraaf. D-E-J-K-G-R-A-A-F.
AAF. That's him. Yeah. Let's see.
The
Is
last
that
one
like the graph? The graph in America? Would that be?
Dijkgraaf. Graaf means like Earl or Baron, something like that.
All right. Here we go. Robert did the graph. The graph.
Dijkgraaf.
Yeah. Former director of the Institute for Advanced Study and Leon Levy, professor since July 2012, is a mathematical physicist. There it is, who has made significant contributions to string theory and the advancement of science education. His research focuses on the interface between mathematics and physics. This is a belly laugher, man.
I think that he wanted to marry quantum mechanics with relativity. I think.
Of course, they all do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, this is ridiculous. I've I'd never heard of a physical mathematician before. And so let me read you, right? So I've just gone to mathematical physics. I'm just thinking, and that makes a little bit of sense, right? So it says mathematical physics refers to the development of mathematical methods for application in problems in physics. The Journal of Mathematical Physics defines the field of the application of mathematics to problems in physics and the development of mathematical methods suitable for such applications for the formulation of physical theories. Fair enough, nice bit of bullshit. An alternative definition would also include that those mathematicians that are inspired by physics, also known as physical mathematics. So I looked up physical mathematics. This is the one. The subject of physical mathematics is concerned with physically motivated mathematics and is concerned by some as a subfield of mathematical physics. So it's good to know that physical mathematics is a subfield of mathematical physics.
I'm already confused.
I don't want to know anymore, Betty, to be fair.
I don't want to. I had to shout out another super chat, by the way. I forgot this one almost. Theo McAworthy says, "No foam, but pure consciousness." Oh no foam, pure consciousness. I have a video for you. He said about the quantum foam thing. Are you eating the banana?
You busted me. It's not the banana. It's the orange. Now, I had it when you said that. I had one of the wedges in my mouth. But I'm trying to. It's cut in like got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, she cheated me. There should be 6. But I'm trying to. You know how you eat it? You peel the corners away and you chaw in right into the middle. the flesh on it. Now the juice is really good, but the flesh is like stuck to the skin, and it's getting caught in between my teeth. What is up with that? Is this a communist orange?
Is it red?
I'm so glad we're back to food because
Is it red or orange?
Got a hammer and sickle associated with it.
I think if the orange was red, then it was a communist.
A damn orange isn't red, it's orange.
Yeah, but the communist is red.
I'm gonna have to get the kiwi. Now the juice is good, like I said, but the flesh is just unedible.
I never eat any orange flesh, satsuma or nothing. You just drain an orange dry like you're some vampiric person and just leave the husk. I don't want to chew on that rank stuff. Just like too fibrous, all orange. Don't like any of that.
Yeah, but you need to have the fibers because if you drain it, you get too much of the sugars in you.
Oh God, she's in the glycemic index and stuff. She doesn't even know what she's talking about.
I know, but they say it to us.
Oh, they say it. Oh,
yeah,
right.
they say it here in Holland. Well, because they're mathematicians. They say that if you press your orange, like an orange juice, it's bad for you because it's too sweet. It's too much sugar, and you shouldn't be taking it because you get fat.
That's a bunch of baloney.
Is it?
That's
meat.
Presume that you only ingest the orange juice on its own, not part of a whole breakfast, which would then negate their whole comment.
All right.
If you just take a glucose-rich extract like that, which is high in sugars, it is just going to peak your glucose levels, yeah,
Yes.
And that's it. But if you ingest the same liquid with the rest of a balanced breakfast, sausage, bacon, eggs, that kind of healthy stuff.
Adam, that's worse.
But then it's that's what they're trying to claim. If you eat the rest of the crappy bit of orange, you can just have the orange on its own.
Yeah.
And it will reduce the sugar peak in your bloodstream. But
yeah, because if you eat an orange, it's just one orange, and if you press them, you have usually 2, 3, or 4, maybe.
Sure. Now, this is pretty good. See, my wife, she was wise.
Yeah, she's a saint.
She sent a little wet nap with it because I've been getting it all over my face and my hands. So that's just a little added bonus. Because I was looking, I said, "Where's a nap? Where's a wet nap?" And there it was. I was like, "That. See, that's love."
Yeah, one-sided.
No, because he's recognised it, right? which in of itself is an event for a man. But then he's put it into posterity onto YouTube forever, recognising what a wonderful wife he's got. I think that's
I called her a saint.
Well, first he recognized it, which is rare for a man. That was outstanding. Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, well, he doesn't say it to her. He says it to us because he wants to have the sort of like, look at me and my great wife, which edifies you more than her.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, go tell your wife that she's a saint.
Hey, honey, you're a saint.
She's probably not at home, is she?
How can she be not at home when she just handed me a plate full of oranges there?
She could have done that earlier on because you said that you had it earlier already.
No, I didn't. I placed it in front of her. She was sitting at the kitchen table. I said, "Listen, in about 45 minutes, I want you to cut this up for me."
Oh my God! Now you're telling.
She gave.
You're right. What kind of saint you want?
5 minutes after that, I want you to get me a wet wipe to clean my face.
A wet wipe. Now, 45 minutes came and went, so I had to get up and walk out there and say, "Where's my orange?" So it was when Adam and Brian were talking. I felt I could get away with it. Now I'm getting a phone call.
Yeah, it's your wife.
It's from Kansas.
She wants to have her argument.
Who is it, Dorothy?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I said, this is Dorothy. I'm going to answer this. Hello?
Do you guys know what Dorothy means? That name.
No.
Gift from God.
Really?
I thought it meant
Yes.
tornado.
Well, Judy
Dorothea,
Garland was a gift from God.
Dorothea means gift from God.
Huh. That's very interesting. Thanks, Betty.
Yeah.
Boy,
It was not a name well chosen.
got us off the topic of me somehow disrespecting my wife for her giving me a friggin' orange.
No, you are.
No, you are. What the hell
Yeah,
does
you
that
are.
mean?
You are the one that is disrespecting because you elevate yourself by having yourself a great wife, but you don't tell her that she's a great wife.
How do you know I didn't tell her that she was a great wife for many years?
Because
Not
she's
only
not here and not there.
you're just speculating.
Listen,
know anymore.
listen, I tell my wife,
I know.
she knows she's a great wife because I've been around so long. If she wasn't a great wife, I would have left a long time ago.
Well, that's focusing on you.
Yeah, let's focus on you, Neil.
That's focusing on the effects of you. Take yourself out of the equation. That's a tell. Get him, Betty.
Get him, Ben.
Now, that orange was sweet. That juice was really good.
Was that orange round?
Yes.
Like a ball?
Yes.
How could you tell?
How could I tell?
Yeah, how could you tell that it was a ball?
It was round like a ball. That's how balls are round, like they're round.
Ah.
How
Okay.
could I tell? Well, I picked it up. I looked at it. It felt like a baseball, right?
Mhm.
Ball. Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So how do we know that the Earth is a ball? Did you pick that one up?
There's not a ball, Betty.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
back to the topic.
It is that easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is that easy. Let's go back to this quantum mechanics and relativity thing here we got David Bohm. Now, if you know David Bohm, he was this was a first teamer, way up there, right?
First timer.
Yeah, no, first teamer. I mean, yeah, he's all that in a bag of chips. Also, Einstein's personal friend. These guys were buddies. Here's what he had to say on the topic. One can see that relativity and quantum mechanics, the two most fundamental theories of matter, really directly contradict each other in the sense that relativity is local, it's causal, it's determined, it's continuous. And quantum mechanics is just the friggin' opposite. So what all these numpties are doing later on down the road here, the Wheelers, all these Dutch idiots, are with quantum field theory, quantum electrodynamics, quantum foam. There's a few others, as they're trying, like I said, it's a backdoor shotgun wedding of married bachelors of quantum mechanics and relativity. Well, quantum mechanics is utterly destroyed. That's why Einstein was so, I don't want to say he was upset because I wasn't there. However, you could tell by his actions that he didn't much care for quantum mechanics. The reason being is because it debunked his friggin' phony theories that weren't actually theories anyway, but he Jedi mind tricked everyone into thinking that they were actual scientific theories. But then he spent his life trying to debunk quantum mechanics. Does everyone understand that? I don't think people kind of get that. Just to let you know. But go ahead.
No, I do. I get it that he spent decades trying to get rid of quantum mechanics because it showed up that what he was after producing or putting out was just a lot of mathematical nonsense.
Came against his beliefs and his paradigms, right? So now he's got to go against it.
No, it directly came out and debunked. I have explained this many times. Quantum with special relativity and general relativity, which aren't scientific theories to begin with, I mean, we don't have to go that far, but people trying this little shotgun marriage or conflate quantum mechanics and relativity as being the same just has a fundamental, just a basic fundamental misunderstanding of each. And a lot of people do it. I just sit there and say, what? What they do, they because they know that their audience are numpties. That's what, it's a towel. Because it's prima facie, it's just on its face. You don't have to dig too far to figure this out. I mean, of course, David Bohm said it, but duh.
According to Whitsitt, it's pseudoscience, quantum mechanics.
Well, the thing is, you just outlined there, out. These two things are first about and surfacing in the world of physics and being discussed. They're classed as non-commensurate with each other.
Yes.
And yet by 1955, we have the bastard child of the two, which is now described as quantum foam.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Which is the theoretical quantum fluctuation of space-time on very small scales due to quantum mechanics. So we've gone past the critique and we now accept both, and they can be unified. And that's what you seen there, is trying to unify bullshit.
Yeah. It's the same thing. Check this out. Let's check that. I've seen a lot of people talk about quantum field theory too. They think it's quantum mechanics. Let me tell you something, folks. Just because quantum is a name, don't let that Jedi mind trick you into thinking it has anything to do with quantum mechanics. First off, right? As soon as you hear somebody say quantum, then a weathered eye needs to be raised. That red flags need to be up, and you need to start evaluating the substance that belies it. So let's see quantum field theory. Let's go in here, theory, and see what quantum field theory is. Let's see what it is. So let's go to Wiki, because they pretty much roll the roost here. In theoretical physics, right off the bat, theoretical physics. That tells you that quantum mechanics isn't theoretical physics. That's number one. So the whole thing just implodes right in it's before the comma. But I digress. In theoretical physics, quantum field theory, QFT, is a theoretical, says it again, framework that combines, listen to this, classical field theory, special relativity, and quantum mechanics. There you go. So what's classical field theory? Anyone? Let's click on it. Classical field theory. What's this wiki? We ask you humbly, don't scroll away trying to screw my stuff up. I'm not giving you any money, wiki. I digress. Classical field theory is a physical theory that predicts how one or more physical fields through equations without considering quantization. Okay, in most contexts, classical field theory is specially intended to describe, electromagnetism and gravity. We got Newton's equations. We got Newton. There's classical field theory. All of Newton. No, it's not all of Newton. Just Newtonian gravitation. That's the universal law of gravitation, which isn't his, by the way. Maxwell's equations. And general relativity. All these things combined with quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics has debunked universal law of gravitation, Maxwell, all of electrodynamics, that's gone. He was killed quick. And general relativity. So how can you shotgun marriage something that has debunked the things that you're that you're trying to marry to? I don't get it. Just on the surface, this is according to David Bohm, this is a contradictory friggin' married bachelor nightmare.
You have to explain why. You have to explain what quantum mechanics means.
What do you mean?
You know what it means. I know what it means. But I don't think a full understanding what it studies, is kind of assumed it's a theoretical thing, not something that's dealing from the derivation of the word, dealing with the smallest units of stuff and looking at how they behave. And that's what unpicks everything. Because physics is the study of everything. And if this doesn't match these Newtonian, Einsteinian theories, but we can prove scientifically quantum mechanics, and it has to all fit and be unified with something we can prove, not try and merge the proven and the theoretical to carry on with the theoretical.
Theoretical, that guy, like I told you, that gives the game away right there. But this is, I just wanted everyone to know what the moral of the story. You hear quantum, like I said, weathered eye raised and flags. So whenever they say quantum electrodynamics, quantum field theory, have the people that are claiming that or who state that define what that is. For the most, if it's a balltard, they're not going to know. They're just going to know, the headline, quantum field theory, quantum electrodynamics. That's all they're going to know. So ask them to define that which they state and then get your popcorn out because they're clueless. I mean, even, an actual physicist, you could probably compromise actual physicists just begawking these terms and phrases and not knowing exactly what they mean. I catch them all the time. So just a word of warning out there. It's easy to compromise them.
So like elevation angles on a curved surface.
Yes.
Yeah, the way that our position for years we're love throwing out the word angle left, right, and centre. We have an angle to this and an angle to that. Something they could never have.
Yep. What's another one? That electrodynamics came up the other day. Quantum. It's already telling you in its name. It's a married bachelor marriage between quantum mechanics and friggin' Maxwell. Guarantee it. Quantum electrodynamics is the relativistic quantum field theory. Holy shit. Of electrodynamics. Oh my God. Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, this is a train wreck.
See, that's the bastard son of a bastard son.
Yeah.
That's like Jon Snow.
There we go. Quantum mechanics and special relativity. Unbelievable. And Maxwell. Yeah. Yeah, it's just an offshoot of quantum field theory. Same train wreck. Betty!
Yes.
Oh, I thought I caught you skipping out.
No, you're talking shop, and I take a back seat.
You can still talk shop with the best of them.
Not on quantum mechanics. I don't claim to know about something about quantum mechanics.
You have, come on, you got a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's deep. Thanks. Adam, what you think of if you looked at the live stream? What do you think of how we, that is Betty and I, came out of it? Look at Discord.
You know what? I hadn't even thought of looking.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
you did such a great job. You didn't even see it.
You're gonna what?
I've not looked at it and gone. That looks shocking. That looks spot on. Let me just increase.
Change the color.
It's Betty. Shh.
Change the color.
Shh, Betty. Betty. Shh.
Don't worry, Betty. I was going to comment on the yellow. That's better. I've got better. I've got into 1080 now. Very nice. I say the other one. I don't know if you've been able to pick the colours, but I like the way that Gilded just automatically kind of assigned colouring.
Go ahead and look again.
It's yellow.
Wait, one.
What are you doing? Are you doing something? Are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. It's there's a delay.
Agree. Well, that's better.
You like that better?
Yeah, because it matches your eyes. Well, the Globe Terminator's eyes.
Hold on a second.
Yellow's a bit garish for me, like that. You've got to soften a yellow down like that. It's just too much. That looks nice, though. Like I say, it blends with the green.
All right. What about that one?
I've got to wait. I've got to wait for the leg.
Yeah, you do.
You've done a good job. Is that imported from the Discord?
Don't you worry about how we got it.
Oh no, that's terrible. I can't make Brian's logic out at all. Neil Cosson Summit. No, that's hard to read.
Really?
For my old eyes.
Hey, wait a second. QE says it all the time. Cosentino wire.
No, it goes Cosson and then where your name's sitting on the thing, I can't make the purple out through the white.
Really?
Yeah. The same with quantum error.
Huh. All right.
Electrifa. Quantum.
And Electripa.
Yeah, quantum electripa, it says. Your name. Or electrifa, I can't tell. Or differentiate anyway.
So your favorite is the green then?
Yeah, defo.
Ready?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like the yellow too, but I like the green one too.
Let's ask chat. Can't you set up a quick poll?
No, I don't do polls.
Bit racist.
It's such a way to go to nowadays. Huh?
No pun intended, right? Polls? Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Well, go on then, chat. Which colours? Just so if we could kind of have a poll. Green, yellow, all that nasty purple.
Do the people know what we're talking about at all?
No.
Now we'll find out.
That's so funny.
Look at Nathan up there. What are they on about? Too funny. That was a few minutes ago though.
Oh, looks boss. Green looks boss to me.
So boss means good?
Yeah, it's how Anthony would say it, wouldn't it?
Okay.
You had a ball.
Yeah, the ball. That cracked me up.
You should maybe clarify that because people have only seen the part where you ask what edible is.
Didn't I? Maybe I didn't. Maybe during the next the treatment I ought to bring that up. I still I will. I'll bring it up, Adam.
Good. Picking on poor Tony. It was a Scouse phrase though. It's not one we used as kids.
Why is that on now? Why is my screen right there? Huh. That seems strange.
Do you know where you are?
I know where I'm at. I must have clicked off. Yeah, I did. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm
still
assuming
something
Betty.
in the background of that screen.
Yeah, I think I moved the background a little bit. That's what
Yeah,
Betty
I
was saying.
Dissipated.
Say again?
The smoke has dissipated.
It would appear the only person that either understood or is interested in chat is Righteous. With a very useless comment of a non-offered colour of red, but that's reserved for me and Betty. So, cheers, Righteous.
Yep.
I think green looks great. It fits with the looks nice, that.
Well, we got to go in and change, the I know this is back office stuff, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because it's my show. We have to go into the web or into a internet page and then change everything and then copy the link and then do a whole new, remember the nightmare we had before?
It's around with the fonts and stuff, yeah. And just fiddle and tweak, but it looks good, man. You've imported it crisp.
Well, thank you.
Young Padawan, I have taught you well.
Couldn't have done it without Betty.
Did you shout at her? Did he
Thanks.
shout at you, Betty? I'm not even asking QE. Did-
Yeah, well, he knows that he gets it if he doesn't.
It was only once or twice. She wasn't communicating her thoughts precise as I want.
What?
They weren't precise. There's a language barrier.
Between us?
A little bit.
No, what? Be specific. Specific.
Be Pacific. When I was trying to format it over to the left because it just gave me it up in the corner, and you know the deal with OBS where you have to take the corner. You know, Adam. And sometimes you take the corner and
You guys, you are like the old, you're such a boomer in the sense that put your mouse in the left corner, that you would really do that physically.
yeah, but it has different. If you hit Shift or Alt or Control, it has different. That changes the function. So
Yeah.
she was giving me a hard time about. She's there. Get underneath the square, and I'm sitting there. There's 5 squares on here. Like, which one are you talking
my
about?
goodness, I'm getting like bored right now.
let me change it to another point of probably contention there. So which colour did you like best?
Oh God!
Well, it was green, and we always had it green, and then he liked the yellow, and I said, and I think that's correct when I say it now as well, because it's not a lie. There's a lot of yellow already in the Patreon bar, so I thought it's all too yellowy.
If you're going to
But
do it
still,
that, you can't have a...
it made the names pretty clear on the background, so I didn't mind it as much. So the red and the green were my favorites. The pinkish, I kind of like that because it's also sort of an off color.
If you're going to have the yellow, you've got to match the scroll bar at the top and have it that yellow. Otherwise, the other yellow is just...
Well, thanks, Adam. I thought that was the whole point. That's why I did it in off yellow, because the scroll is more gold. So I did it a little off color, and I thought that was better. Now you're saying that's worse.
I think if it was me, I'd match it. If I was going to want a yellow tone, I'd match it to the same colour on your scroll bar. Yeah, just it's not a standout, so it's just blendy, and it's...
We got
Very
Adam,
cool.
Minister of Aesthetics.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
he
other
was-
thing, if you want,
Go ahead.
is maybe if we can... I don't know if you can put some coloration around. You know, I was talking about the overlay onto the background. You might be able to put like a black border or a white border around the text
God.
font.
No, we did that. It looked
Stand
like
out.
it looked bad.
It looked shit, did it? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
You
give
see-
you. It doesn't give you as many options as Gilded does.
In a way, I'm not disappointed that I was a bit poorly last night and missed out on all that. For the
Yeah.
second time.
Yeah.
It took us like about 3 hours, Adam. So
Yeah,
be
can you
glad.
imagine?
Yeah, of course, Adam. He tried to poke the fire with the. He's got this thing like I'm like over concerned with the colors, right?
It's nice to get things aesthetically correct.
So-
The green works for me, or I'd go with the same colour on the top. That would be my... And that, but who suggested that purple? Was that...
I was.
You betcha. You betcha. She better owned up to that.
I was because I wanted to have a sort of complementary or a sort of opposite color of the green, right?
It's always nice to have something that everyone can hate.
It's always, and it reminded me of Quantum Eraser's ransom notes. He uses a lot
Oh, there's another. I knew a dig was coming.
of, I told you that yesterday as well. I wasn't lying about it.
Yeah, you did. You did.
And you laughed back then as well. So yeah.
It's just an appeal to format fallacy.
Next question then. If Betty's the expert, is she going to help Nathan do this on his? Because this is going to help cool his computer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we got to help
Either that-
Nathan. I forgot to tell her that. We got to help Nathan do his.
You can do that also, QE.
Yeah, I could.
You did it.
I know I did.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I got
It's very
all.
easy.
I got all the information to make it done. Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, it's very easy, and you got Adam for the aesthetics. So there you go. You guys are a nice trio.
Yeah, I like the avatars bigger too, so you can actually see who's in the room.
I'm not having that.
You're not having it.
No, I'm not having what Betty just said.
What did she say?
Because when we were doing your first,
What
no,
did I do now?
you made us change all sorts of colours that are on this colour scheme. So,
Yeah.
And
well, there you go. Although by qualification, you've already proven your input is valid because it determined what we use already. Look at that quantum eraser on the big kahuna. That's your coloration, not mine.
Yeah, I wanted him to, because he was known for the solar background, and also his whole channel is about that solar background. Then we came up with the wingies, but you came up with that logo, Adam. You made that happen in what was it? What is these programs that I don't have? I have GIMP, and you have another program.
A
GIMP.
Photoshop.
Yeah, you made that up in the Photoshop. You made that shield, basically.
And as I said, you then made me change the colours of what I made.
No, we came up with the no. We came up with the wingies.
You brought the wingies.
Yeah, the wingies. We came up with the wingies. Adam was pivotal in the font on
Robot,
the name.
the robot as well with the intro.
Well, yeah, but I give him guidance.
Yeah, but then again, he came up with it, so
He
can't-
did.
When you say guidance, you mean very direct instruction.
No, it wasn't direct. I didn't want to strain or put a border around your creativity. I gave you my conceptual idea of what I wanted.
Yeah, something with a loaded gun.
I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, you wanted to have a loaded gun somehow.
Nah, Adam, can you recall exactly what my thought on that was?
Yeah. Lightning.
Definitely wanted lightning.
Definitely wanted lightning. And you wanted that Terminator, but with green eyes. That was always your desire. To have a green-eyed Terminator.
Don't think so.
But you wanted that image. You were quite. There wasn't. It was hard to get it, and I was just lucky on one of the things to get that.
Yeah.
Slightly adjustable that we've worked with, and then we made the logo with the skull and that from that stuff we had for the video stuff, and then the original wings, which we jumped together, didn't we? I mean, it's still in that original. Well, tonight's opening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That intro's. Yeah. That's the bomb. Getting to intros and outros. Where's the BALLBUSTERS outro that I've been asking for over a year?
Outro or intro?
Outro.
Well, this is. Who was we talking with the other day about this? Were you there, Betty? When we were saying he's got to stop axing and getting new people in and settle on a final number of who it's going to be. And then we can move forward because I've got a lot's already done. You know,
Yeah, we need
a
to.
year ago there was a chance
that-
Whitsitt might have got in.
You're already there, right? I think you need to cut down the number of people that are participating in BALLBUSTERS, right? Including myself, because I'm not there usually.
That's where I was going to say you should have an increase.
We don't have to. You know that I just played the outro to QE. I screwed up one time and played it. It's got music in there in the outro also that's copyrighted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mistakenly hit the Ballbusters outro, and it popped up just for a few seconds. That was enough to get me a copyright strike. I couldn't believe it, and then demonetized the video. So I just got rid of it.
The whole video?
It's still on the hard drive, but I disconnected it from OBS.
From OBS?
Yeah,
Oh,
OBS.
yeah, I get you. I thought you had to delete the whole video that got copyright strike.
No, I couldn't do anything about it. As soon as it started playing, I was screwed.
Hmm.
Which bit? What music?
I can't
Not master.
I can't recall what exactly it is.
I try to be careful on that because it's just with a lot of the stuff I've done with chocolate when we did Chocolate's tunes. They instantly get copyright strike.
Yeah.
But all of them, I appeal and I win. Yeah, because I say, what you're on about? It's this person's music. I said, my mate singing through a phone app. Just because the tune there's absolutely nothing, and it's parody, and they always get overturned. I've not lost one yet. So whether there's a reason to bother to get it overturned. I've had to wonder, for the What Is the World stuff videos that I did. I used Chocolate's music for that as the intro, and each one I've released, it instantly gets copyrighted, and I have to appeal, and I win.
Didn't you already say that?
Yeah. No, but on not just these music videos, but then when I used it in the I'm going to repeat myself, but for the secondary purpose. In the first video, I did it and appealed, and won, and then I used it in the second thing where they could have clearly see I'd already won and appealed the only other video next to it. And they still did me on a copyright strike, and I had to appeal again.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. It's just the process. But once you've appealed and you got it back, you'll get your revenue back off of it.
I'm not.
Can you be asked?
Yeah, I'm not overly concerned. It was just one video. I
can't be arsed.
I was just thinking that I can't be arsed. Betty.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if you were echoing still.
Well, it's still there. My channel is open. My mic is open.
It's
not always that it happens, it seems.
Because you could tell who's
So
lighting up when they're not talking.
Yeah.
Like right now.
So?
Oh no, it didn't work that time. Yeah. I think you're locally muting, trying to protect yourself.
No, I haven't. I know.
So, we're back on Discord. I feel like I need to take a shower.
Oh, come on. Don't make a big dramatic thing out of this. You drama baby.
Yeah, drama baby. I'm not a drama baby.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, so you want to have a shower for something like non-physical. It's almost theoretical.
It's not theoretical.
Mathematical. Theoretical.
That sounds like a song.
Yeah. You need to take a mathematical theoretical shower.
Mathematical, theoretical.
Theoretical.
That reminds me of a song, but I lost it.
Yeah.
Not from Skinner, that's for sure.
Oh my goodness gracious.
A logical song.
We need to
Yeah,
wait for
the logical. Yeah, exactly, Brian. Boy, that's creepy.
What's
Yeah.
creepy?
I knew it.
Yeah, Brian nailed that one exactly, Brian.
Well, sing it. People cover your ears.
Let Brian sing it. He came out with it. Yeah, let's take the author. Go ahead, Brian.
I don't have the words. I only know the air of it and how it goes. But when it comes to the words, I can't remember the words of anything ever. It's terrible.
I gotta have the music with it on this one, Betty, because it's a bit. That's the logical song is a bit more complex. I think that's the name of it too. The Logic, is it
Should be
Logic
what?
song?
The Logical song, I think. If I
Is it
remember correctly.
Logical
Are
or
you
the?
talking about?
Yeah.
Are you talking about that band, Supertramp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a logical song.
Left onto Rock Ridge Drive.
When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful, theoretical, mathematical, magical, and all the
Oh,
birds in the trees. Well, they'd be singing so happily, so
Keep it
joyfully.
going, Dewey.
Yeah, I know that song.
I like what you say.
Oh, come on, Neil. Suck up.
It gives me hope.
Yeah, suck up.
It gives him hope, Betty. Don't take it away from him.
Give him hope, Joanna. Give him hope, Joanna.
Oh, that was horrible.
That's a song too.
Who was that again, Betty?
That's Eddie Grant.
Eddie Grant. I knew it. I was trying to think of the other one, Electric Avenue. Yeah.
Hold
Electric.
on. Eddie Grant was the bedbug in the movie The Pope of Greenwich Village, played by Burt Young, also known as Paulie from All the Rockies.
We're talking about a Jamaican man called Eddie Grant.
Yeah, I know. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like you'd know.
Jamaican.
That's an inside joke.
But that was good, Brian. Way to be on top of that, man. You were I didn't even give you that much. You knew right away what I was thinking.
Yeah, I knew from what you were saying that exactly what it was. I knew the song. It just the minute you started speaking, I know what that song is. But I knew that you couldn't remember it at that point.
I'm not a big fan of Supertramp. However, I do like that song.
I only know a couple of their songs, and they're the most popular ones they have. So
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan either. No.
Is it the name?
Yeah, Supertramp.
Yeah, it's the name that puts you off, right?
I don't think so.
You like Supertramp?
I do not. Are you talking about the name Supertramp?
Yes.
Well, what I think of the name. I
So
think
when
it-
you want to make a band, you think about, oh no, let's call it Supertramp.
yeah. Supertramp.
Yeah.
You know, if I put it in the context of where I'm at, my station in life now, Supertramp.
Yeah.
I.
Proceed carefully.
Yeah, proceed. You knew, right? I was trying to find a way to say it nicely.
Yes, I know.
Ever since Brian said that, he said the logical song, then Supertramp jumped in my mind. I said, now how can I connect this with Betty?
Too fucking funny. See, Ryan and I are sort of having that psychic feeling about you. We sort of know what you're thinking. It's weird.
Proceed cautiously.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah, too funny. Good one. Okay, I will. I won't go there.
You can, but you will be scorned for it.
Hell hath no fury.
Oh, yes, it has.
I didn't finish the statement.
Oh, okay. Come on, go on.
Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn.
There you go.
Yeah. Scorn.
Random question.
Go ahead. I like the word scorn, though.
How about vex?
I am sorely vexed. Go ahead, Adam.
Why you two were just gibbering there? I was looking at the pictures on screen, and there's a couple of like American. There's an American military picture, and then one before that is what I think is a picture of the Reichstag.
Yeah.
Is that your tours, or is it something of a meaning?
No, that's the pictures that I had, old pictures that I had from Berlin.
Yeah, from your tours. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
When the wall was still up.
Yes.
Is that before David Hasselhoff brought it down?
Hasselhoff. The way you say Hasselhoff, it means like he's hassling. Hassling.
It's before David Hasselhoff brought it down. Go ahead, pray tell.
He was searching for freedom.
Yeah.
Is that
Well,
it?
Hasselhoff is a German name.
No.
Yeah.
Is that it, Adam?
I think so. It was just totally random. I was thinking why there's there because like on screen now, there's a militarized black swan shooting a missile at a globe, and then I've got lots of. I didn't know if they were like your pictures from your tours.
Oh, that one's not that missile one. That's the Block 1, the ESSM Block 1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can see those ones, but I didn't know whether there was some kind of Reichstag link to something a daft ball.
No. Listen, no. The thumbnails that go by on this are just put in there randomly. There's not a deeper meaning there, Adam.
Because QE doesn't have one.
Thanks, Betty. Let's get back to Supertramp.
I was waiting for that one.
If you've picked them randomly, there will be a deeper meaning in all of it.
You think you can get a deeper meaning out of the sequence of these?
I think so.
Good luck.
So now.
Yeah, how about a T-Rex on trial? Huh?
You've not picked every photo you've ever had in life. But within there, you'll have selected things specifically. There will be a meaning. I'm going to look into it now.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me know what you come up with.
I mean, I can tell early on.
Of therapy.
Yeah.
To figure
out.
Hey, what say? So I thought I heard Supertramp. Say again.
Who? Me?
God, what did you say?
Adam needs 4 years of therapy to figure you out.
There's a years of therapy to start to figure him out. Just from 4 years are for me, not for him. Not for me to figure him out. Just 4 years first for me.
Well, you need 4 years of teaching, being taught the psychology behind it, I think.
A-level psychology.
Yeah, there's nothing there, man. It's don't even go there, Adam. There's nothing there.
Just go Google it and say, Google for NPD, and then you will find it. And if he denies it, then he is it.
Then for sure, you know that he has it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do we got coming up here on Thursday? I'm not going to close out yet, but I'm just thinking out loud. Thursday, Betty, are you... it's tentative for Thursday right now.
Yeah,
maybe not.
I'm on it to refine it and to put it together in a concise way. And I sort of have to make a thumbnail as well. So I'm hoping to do yes because I like it to do. I think it's time again to make another appearance.
Okay.
And it's all the next sequences are about the kings of Edom.
Okay.
And not specifically exactly what they're doing, but also what happens in that time period.
Okay.
And it also stems from the book of Jasher, which is interesting. And it might not all be really true or in precise ways, but it still gives us a nice sort of insight on what sort of the other sort of half of the twin did. Like we know what Jacob did with his
I
sons. And
didn't tell you to give a briefing on your
yeah,
next
come on,
show.
let me just get it out.
I'm
And
really intrigued.
Esau also had offspring, and that it's interesting to see what sort of mindset these people had and what kind of like sort of life these people led and what they were on about. So that's basically it.
Okay. No
Back
Ballbuster
to-
Saturday. Hold on, Adam. No Ballbuster Saturday. That's our off week. I
How about
don't.
the treatment?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I haven't gone over the next section all that in depth, just the first part of it where Anthony train wrecked them with the standard model. It was hilarious. I ran it on Ballbusters. So that's more or less where we're going to start from. They go off on a couple different tangents in this second half of the 5 hours, so I don't know where it's going. I'll have to take a listen to it and see where I have to skip. There's certain parts where I'm just going to skip. It's not worth going over.
So how many hours left on that video?
On that video itself, on just inherently with the video, I think there's about 2 hours left.
Wow. From
Now,
5, huh?
yeah, that equals the last 2 hours equaled 10 hours on my part.
Oh, come on.
The first 2 hours took 5, 6, 7, almost 10 hours. If you could believe it. It wasn't, premeditated or anything. I didn't put a time to it. It's just how it turned out.
But at the
Back when
Oh,
Nathan Oak
crap. I need to stop that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
sort of repetition of the former two.
I'd like to play this. Nathan, it was hold on. It was a Nathan. It was a.
I asked you a question.
Oh, brother. What did you ask me?
I said, isn't that last portion that you have to sort of say that you have to do more of a repetition because you already did 2 or 3 hours? And knowing Anthony a little bit, he sort of repeats himself a couple of times. So, why you're not just sort of,
No, there's a couple new topics to pop up.
oh,
He's agreed to cut out the bit where Anthony talks about the pyramids. One of Anthony's favourite topics. By the way, I forgot to mention that the other day when you had I say that, yeah, but that's one of his favourites. Ancient history, innit? And I think it's more a matter of like he's committed to it, so it's going to be finished. This, I think. And there's some more peaches from the ballers there. Then it's worth going through.
I can't exactly remember the specific topics. I just know there's a couple new ones. Yeah, he circles back, which isn't a big problem. If he circles back to science, the scientific method, I don't have a problem with going through that and exposing those idiots again. The egg experiment, I'm not going through that again. So if that comes up, and I can't recall, like I said, I haven't gone through it in a couple weeks. I've only went through it one whole time. Like, listened to 5 hours, not at one sitting, but I listened to half, and then I listened to the other half. So I don't know exactly what's coming after the standard model. So I have to take a listen to it, maybe edit certain parts out. Like I said, I don't know if the pyramids come up this time, but there's a couple other things that come up too that's not worth the time going over.
oh, the pyramids are very interesting.
Yeah, but that's not in my genre.
It's very mathematical.
It's not. It's very mathematical.
Yeah, the pyramids, they are mathematical. They are
Theoretical.
angles,
Oh, magical. Spiritual.
measurements.
Yeah, but he doesn't get in.
It's hysterical, laughable.
He doesn't get into the mathematics of the pyramids. He makes conjectures on how old they are and when we got here from the mothership.
No, that's not fair. He doesn't claim the mothership. He just doesn't deny it as a plausible reality that could have occurred first.
All right, fair enough.
As an
Are you
admission to an
suggesting
infinite
Anthony?
regress fallacy.
Yeah, like Betty, what you yakking about?
I'm laughing because Adam is immediately coming to the rescue.
Yeah, well, when I first sat down and listened to it, right, I'm listening. I get to the second half, and then all of a sudden, my name pops up. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting. I didn't know what to do with it. I'm there like just all out of context, just red herring fallacy. My name comes up as to Anthony not agreeing with me about the ontological primitives. I said, oh my God, here goes another idiot flat earther gonna stomp himself in the face with a spade shovel.
Yeah, what's his third choice then?
I told you, a mothership.
From Egypt.
Not from Egypt, no. It was the mothership. He didn't say where it came from.
Oh.
We've all
But
seen
that's not fair.
Stargate 9.
We all
That's
seen.
that.
Stargate. Ah.
Yeah. No, so Tony doesn't. The question I think I've got to defend him because he was, from my understanding, he's stating the point what's seeded us here, which is the not necessarily addressing the ontological primitive.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. You have to.
Yeah, but that's not to then deny the possibility that the ontological
can't disagree
primitive
with me.
occurred in the baller's head on a different planet. They travel, and that's where God did his creating, and this is a secondary part. It was about denying that, was I think Tony's point.
It's just kicking the
claim-
can down the street.
Yeah, he understood that because I challenged him with it, Betty, on Nathan's show. It was a few days, maybe a week ago. But he took it pretty well. I mean, a lot of people, when you challenge them with something, they get defensive, especially when I do it, because they know it's fucking curtains. So
No,
they'll
they
get.
got shout at, being shouted at.
What do you mean being shouted? No, I'm going to tear apart summarily like I did with him, and he acquiesced relatively quickly. Now, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he acquiesces and then tries to get it in through the back door again, but I slammed that shut too.
So no going back down the back street.
Yeah, because I brought it up on Nathan's show, and then Anthony gave his rebuttal, and of course Nathan was sitting there, so Nathan caught on to it quick. He goes, whoa, wait a second there, Anthony.
That means that he really didn't get it. Right?
Yeah, he was trying to.
Yes, and then you really understand what it's all about. You don't bring it back through the back door.
That's right. That's what he tried to do, and Nathan jumped on him. Right?
Oh, one of the wolf pups.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, but in the end, he cordially acquiesced, which was surprising to me a little bit.
Was he a little bit ill, maybe?
I don't know about that. It was refreshing, right?
Yeah, it is refreshing to feel that some people, when they sort of want to get out of stuff, especially having to do with you, are claiming to be ill, Adam.
Adam.
Maybe it was the 2 and a bit hours already doing it that have made me ill.
Yeah. Boy, we got off that topic. That was a good one. I'll tell you what, Betty. Yeah. I like where your mind's at sometimes.
Sometimes. Yeah, put in that disclaimer. Mrs. Supertramp speaking.
You've titled yourself.
Yes. Well, it's better that I do it than that other people do it.
This is starting to feel like cyberbullying.
I just got a phone call, and the phone said Van Halen. I'm not shitting you. It said Van Halen Hi, is that what Sammy Hagar? Hold on a second. Let me ask my wife. She grabbed it.
Are they calling you already? Maybe they like your singing. He really is going to ask his wife.
Where's he running to?
To his wife. For
Yeah,
guidance.
where's she gone? To the shops?
Hey,
She's tied
He's
to the
back.
kitchen. You know that, Adam.
yeah, I just came back. It wasn't Van Halen. I asked her, I said, what did Van Halen have to say? She goes, it wasn't Van Halen, it was Van Buren. It looked and it sounded, because somebody tried to rumpus me right in the middle of it. It sounded like Van Halen. I got the little audio voice, the little female voice that says Van Halen. But it wasn't Van Halen, it was Van Buren. Sorry about that. Sorry, Sammy.
Van Buren? So both are Dutch names?
Yeah.
See, we come around.
Sorry about that, Sammy. Now, what topic was I on before I was rudely interrupted about this?
I have no idea.
We were on a topic.
Anthony.
Anthony, that's it. Yeah.
His misguided ontological primitives.
Yeah, he just brought it up all non sequitur like. I was not non sequitur, but red herring just popped up. I hear my name and I don't agree with that. I think they got into a philosophical discussion about the beginnings. So it was pretty funny. I couldn't wait. I was just surprised to hear my name pop up with it. Of course, they had no acumen. The numpty dipshit Rob Parks and of course Norm. What a joke! I mean,
I hear you say that Norm, right, in these videos. You just talk and then some Norm and then go on.
I get that. I get it from friends. Not from friends. From Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a question.
They go on with their regular conversations at the bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Norm.
When he comes walking in, Norm.
Yeah. He's just a regular, right? He's always there.
Yes. He doesn't even look up. Norm just keeps on walking.
I think it's sort of short for normal or normie.
You think?
A normie.
Look up the meaning of Norman.
You know that there's a sort of slang for normie.
Uh-oh.
That'll be a Northman, I would have thought, but you said getting into, like you said about Tony getting into philosophical. Betty's possible Thursday intrigued me.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, something like that. For you to be citing the book of Yasha. Expound, please, Betty, because you've intrigued me that you're going to use that.
Expound on what exactly?
The use of a non-canonical source to...
Oh, he's going to jump on that.
Oh my goodness. I can't speak because this is
No, before you do, because of the way Q is reacting, I'm not jumping on it. I said I found it in... I read non-canonical sources. That's not an issue for me. I mean,
that's not surprising. That's not a shocking surprise right there.
No, of course not. That's fine.
Well, the thing is, Adam, there's a sort of a gap, basically, when Egypt or Jacob Israel is going to Egypt with his family. There's a sort of a gap there until the Exodus, right? So we have no in-between things, and Jasher fills that in, sort of, in their narratives, and it's all about these kings of Edom, and it's all about these big wars that happen, and it intrigues me to see what's missing, and also in Jasher, you can sort of see a little bit about the character of Edom, the Edomites, and their sort of philosophies, right? And since Esau and Jacob were in the womb together, God said that they would be two different nations that would be at odds with one another, right? So there's something there that we need to be observing in a way. And if we sort of discard certain elements that might not be in the Bible but still be there, then we miss a lot, I think.
I ask a question. So, when I look at and I do look at non-canonical text, and the first question you have to ask is it historical? And if it is, why was it not included? And then why are you wanting to include stuff? That's a very different question for me than you and QE. To go to that, as John just said, not surprised you go to them. No, I'm not, but I'm surprised you would. That's why I think it's interesting you're going to cite from it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I explained it just now. I hope you accept that. What I
Yeah,
said.
totally. It's not a critique, mate. Honestly, I was just like, oh, cool. I'm looking forward to this because it's what you can compare that to historically. It's interesting what you're going to present. So I will be listening into that.
Yeah, well, it's
Probably the
sort of
next day because I'm on holiday. I'm traveling, but that'll be
It
my
can be
holiday
recorded.
listening day.
It can be looking back at it. It's no worries. But
I-
yeah, I
I've-
kind of liked the Apocrypha books because sometimes people like I'm not sort of agreeing on some people back in the day saying what is going to be in it or not. And if someone says, "Don't look at this," I'm looking at it, right? Because I just want to know what's there. And if it's not something that I like or that doesn't fit or is totally wrong, I just do away with it. But in every book that is sort of apocryphal book, there's something interesting still to be found. And I'm not sort of taking it all at face value. It's not that I say, okay, it must have been exactly like this, or this is like the whole truth in the book of Jasher, for example. But there are these elements in there that are really interesting. And I'm wanting to point them out, and sort of the end of the series I will be pointing them out even more, and then hopefully people will see that we have dealings with a certain people group that we might not know how to identify otherwise.
Excellent. Look forward to it, mate. Sounds cool.
Mic check, mic check.
1 2 1 2 3 4.
Hey, Eddie, you should do a teaching on, and it's a question: why are born again believers going back to the law and the Sabbath?
Well, it depends on what you mean by laws.
Oh, brother. Thanks, Neil. Thanks
Why
for
is Neil wanting
perpetuating
to
it.
challenge Paul?
Well, because my brother has gone back to the law. He's
Thanks.
keeping his Sabbath on Saturday. He's got the tassels on his side. He thinks he's a Jew.
Hey, be careful.
I didn't mean it in a derogatory way. I mean, he thinks he's, from one of the 12 tribes.
Yeah, we get it. Thanks for clarifying.
Well,
That's
the Jews
the
are not
foundation
from
of
every
the New
tribe. They are.
Testament.
Hold on, one at a time. Betty, you're rumpus and Adam, as usual.
Yeah, well, I was explaining to Neil about the Israelites that if he thinks he's an Israelite, he might be true, but he might not be a Jew.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, brothers, yes.
Yeah,
We have 12 brothers.
Yeah,
right?
let me
So
caveat
Jews are just tribe of Judah.
Yeah, let me caveat that by saying that some of the views from the staff here are not necessarily the views of the main owner.
Yeah, which is unbiblical, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
I pointed
expressing
out
my views.
that it is that way.
To me, Neil, it would be interesting that somebody
I'm
would want.
supposed to keep the Sabbath? I'm supposed to go back to the law? I'm all confused now.
Take a breath. For me, it would be confusing that somebody who believes in the New Testament would want to go back and live in a time of the Torah. That would imply to me they've not read. Just breathe. That would imply they've not read the New Testament and believed it.
Uh-oh.
I think you guys have it wrong about how people view maybe the Old Testament, because I know that you don't believe that Paul was a real apostle, Adam, but indulge me for a bit.
That's irrelevant.
Wait a
My
minute,
point
wait a
there
minute,
was
wait
that
a minute, wait a minute,
I don't want to talk about no.
Oh,
That's
brother.
naughty. That's naughty. I've
I want to
supported
make a
Christianity
statement,
there.
because
I know,
otherwise
but you've upset me. There was no need to state my faith in your statement.
I didn't want you to be offended by the fact that I'm including Paul as a witness
I
in
just
this sense,
supported.
because this
Just
guy
supported Paul.
was someone that went to the Old Testament. He was a Torah believer. He was someone that was learned in the Torah, and he made up a whole portion about the New Testament. So he was one that knew the Torah, knew what was in there, understood it, and could sort of translate it or transfer it into that New Testament, and how things would be changing or would be interpreted in a different way in which he wrote those letters. Right. So going back to the Old Testament isn't wrong, because we have a whole Bible there, and going back to the Old Testament is not wrong. But going back to the law, like Neil said with his brother, and going to wear these certain garments, and going back to observing these ordinances, God did away with these ordinances, right? But he didn't do away with the 10 Commandments, because that's basically these rules of love. That's the covenant.
All right, you good, Adam? You want to take another stab at it? I don't think she was trying to dog you out there.
I wasn't.
Adam, did you go get some wine?
I probably should.
No, but I agree.
Well,
my
thanks,
point was-
Neil.
The point was to Neil. As somebody that's confused from my understanding of Christianity, he's now decided he's not a Christian according to the New Testament, if that's what he wants to do. That's fine. That was my only point. That would seem logical from my understanding of the term Christian as it's applied.
But you know,
and
he doesn't go by that, Adam.
That's what I'm going to say. If you're going to go, if you look at the permissions from Paul, okay, and there's a new way of behaving that isn't necessarily has to be kosher, okay, and if they're going back to a kosher kind of Torah-based version of Christianity, which is not the one that Paul preaches in the New Testament, then he's rejecting the New Testament, was my point.
And I agree 100% with you, but he's not seeing it. He's seeing it as, well, I'm not going back to it for salvation. I know salvation is through Jesus. I'm just doing it for blessings, because he thinks he's getting blessed by going back to the law. He's understanding that he's committing spiritual adultery.
What more blessing do you need than the sacrifice that Christ gives? You're fully blessed in that. So anything else he wants to do is up to him. But I don't think, if you're true to the New Testament, that he needs to do anything else other than accept Christ as his Savior. That seems the whole point
Exactly.
of the New Testament.
Adam, I'm noticing another trend where they don't say the name Jesus anymore. They'll say Yahuwah, Yeshua, yeah this, yeah that, but they'll never say Jesus. Why is that?
Yeah, because they think that it's in the name, but God knows that we all speak different languages. He knows his name in every language. So there's no need to go back to all that old ways of how to pronounce stuff. And
I agree. I don't mind the original Hebrew way, Yeshua, salvation. But when you totally are saying it and you reproach and have bad things to say about the name Jesus, like, oh, that was whatever they would say was made by Constantine or whatever. I'm just throwing stuff out there. That's when I think it becomes a problem.
true. Well, they idolatrize now basically the name, right? It's not about the name and the pronunciations and that sort of stuff. It's about the way of life, how you hold yourself up, how you be towards other people, what you do in life, and who you're doing it for.
I would say it's pseudo-intellectual.
Right. And then he
when-
tells me, I'm sorry, Adam, real fast, because I'm driving. Then he tells me, you believed me when I told you about flat Earth, so why would you think I'm steering you wrong about the Torah? I'm like, the Torah is the Old Testament. I stand by that. I listen to what Jesus said. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your strength, and your mind, and your neighbor as yourself. And if you hold these two, you're not going to do wrong on the other 8.
He
So-
just proffered
Oh,
he just proffered an all or nothing fallacy to you, by the way.
I know, because of flat Earth, and he's talking about everything else. That's all or nothing fallacy. He thinks everybody that became a flat earther comes to the truth that you go back to the Torah. I said, I only knew one guy and he died. That guy's name was Rob Skiba. And he annihilated Christmas, had nothing good about Easter, said it was a pagan word, not even in the Bible. I don't know. There's a spirit that's Antichrist in that to me, and I want no part of it.
Well, I don't know.
It sounds a little uneducated in the rebuttals. Very easy to look into history. Take something like the positioning of Easter, the positioning of Christmas, and to use that as a falsification to deny what happened, because I can place it at a different date, you can't prove it at this date, and pagans used it at this date, etc., is to deny why Christianity, as it spread, and why the locals would accept and adopt Christ into these dates because of the significance. The Easter is a rebirth. It's the pagan New Year. Yeah, it's the rebirth of Christ. Well, what a more appropriate time within a community, so that you're not disturbing everything fundamentally. You're keeping the traditions, the times the same, but because you've become Christian, you place it at these dates. There's nothing wrong in that. We don't need to know an exact date for me, but fundamentally that doesn't undermine the truth of the history that means these communities adopt Christ into these pre-significant dates. That's not a disproof of Christ. It's a strength of the religion.
Yeah, that's
Can I,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go, Neil. I'll throw in something in a moment. Sorry.
I was just saying okay. He thinks that passage in Jeremiah has to do with the Christmas tree, which it clearly does not. It's speaking about idolatry. I mean, it actually says that it has eyes and hands and feet, correct? That has nothing to do with the Christmas tree that I put up. It's just a condemnation of everything that I do, and he's right. Like, you're right, I'm wrong. Sort of like what's going on with FED and the dumpster fire over there. We bad, they good. Can't take that nonsense.
Okay, can I throw in something? The food for thought for everyone.
Please.
December is actually Dec, as in Deca 10th.
Yes.
So it's actually because July and August are named after Julius and Augustus Caesar, before they changed around the names of the months, December was October. And the end of October, which is the 31st of October, is Halloween, which is actually the 1st of November is the start of the Celtic New Year. Now, if you look at the 31st of December and treat that as the 10th, as Halloween, then the 1st of January will be the 1st of November, which will be the New Year. So they moved the New Year from the 1st of November, which is the New Year they're referencing, to the 1st of January. That's what they did when they changed around. By changing around the names within the sun calendar, they moved the New Year they're referencing is actually would have been the New Year that the Celts would have originally referenced.
True.
So that's so.
Right. These constellations also are screwed up within the months, because usually a certain month was a certain constellation.
Yeah, there's an astral element to it too. Yes, that's true.
Oh, it's time clock, timepiece, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, it goes into the end of September into October. From the 22nd of September to the 22nd of October is Libra. Starting on the 22nd of October is Scorpio.
Yes.
Virgo starts on the 22nd of August, I think. But there's a load of stuff. If you back engineer it, you find more truth in it, or more references. Things aren't as complicated, or as things aren't as complicated or as convoluted. If you think about New Year's Eve, everyone sets off fireworks and there's all this big stuff goes on. Well, the original, that would have been Halloween night in the Druids, for the Druids, building bonfires, because they didn't have fireworks and that back then, but maybe they did have, I know the Chinese had, but building bonfires and lighting fires and lights and stuff like that was very important to that. To that day, but yet
the rebirth of the sun is at that time.
Sorry, Betty, I missed that. Say that again.
The rebirth of the sun is at that time of the 24th.
Rebirth of, say that again. Sorry.
Yeah, rebirth of the sun. They are heliocentrics, right? So these guys they wanted to.
I didn't catch what you said, Betty. I'm sorry.
They wanted to integrate the whole.
Maybe there's sound issues.
Hey, Brian, can you hear me?
But if you look at the Catholic Church, they label Halloween a pagan,
come back, Brian.
or like a witchcraft holiday or some nonsense like that. Hello, I can hear you now. Yeah, sorry, you went off there for a minute. Go on. Sorry.
Can you hear me, Brian?
I can hear you now, Betty. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can hear us. Sorry, it's a Discord glitch. What I talked about earlier was that they are heliocentrists when these pagan believers back in the day, and what they did, they married that pagan religion feasts, like you said, in their calendar, but also basically in the Bible feasts, right? So what they did also is with the heliocentric thing is that at 24 December, that's the rebirth of the sun, right? And that's what they sort of celebrate there. And that tree that we put in our living rooms, Neil, is basically Saturnalia. They call it Saturnalia. It's not having to do anything with Christmas, because Jesus wasn't born in wintertime, and especially not underneath a pine tree. So that's basically also Easter with the Easter bunny. That's Easter. They married that into that sort of religion of the Christian religion, which basically not good.
Yeah,
So
they rebranded.
I can understand why Rob Skiba wasn't having it. So he said, I did away with my Christmas tree. What everybody else does is their business, but I did away with my Christmas tree because this and that and the other. He never said
humbug.
I had to do that.
Bah humbug. What type of argument is that?
The grumpy. I'm against everything
Well,
Christianity.
the thing that is what they did is the Roman Catholic Church is they demonized, sorry for using that term, but that's the best one to use. They demonized Halloween and they made Christmas a holy day, and between 24th of December to the 31st of December is a big, important, holy week, let's just say, in any Catholic country. But what really happened was they just stole the week preceding and leading up to Halloween. And also the whole sun worship thing, that originated with the Druids, the Celts. I can't say it was just them, but the Druids didn't worship the sun. They prayed to the sun because they saw the sun as the biggest representative of God that they could see in the natural world. So they didn't treat the sun as God. They treated the sun as God's representative. And that was convoluted. So these people know what they're doing. They're very underhanded. And I guarantee you, the people who are behind this kind of thing, they absolutely celebrate Halloween, but they celebrate it in a very dark way. They don't celebrate it correctly.
Yeah, and Easter, basically it's Passover, right? We call it Pasen, which means
Exactly.
Passover, right? It's Passover. It's not Easter, it's Passover. So we forget about those sort of celebrations because those are the feasts of God. He told us in the Old Testament, those are the feasts of God. And a couple of them have sort of had their happenings already, like Passover and Pentecost, and that's. But there are still some feasts of the Lord that still need to be sort of come about, and we need to be aware of those. The fall feasts, they call them.
The Torah, that refers to the Old Testament, does it? I don't know a whole lot about the Torah, but I know the word Torah is actually 2 words. But it refers to the Old Testament, doesn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I heard someone say that.
Yeah, Old Testament, yes.
The whole thing?
Well, at least the 5 books of Moses, I think. But
Yeah, it's not the whole thing. Exactly.
I think the prophets too.
No,
that would make sense.
I think it's just the first few books.
Just the top 5.
Was it the first 5? Yep, sounds right.
No, well, they are
not no. Yes.
Jesus read from the Torah, but he read from Isaiah.
Well, that's not how the Torah is defined. He might have read it from there.
Well, then Jesus must be wrong then.
I'm not saying that Jesus was wrong. I'm just saying as it's defined now. I didn't say that.
You implied it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you implied it not consciously, but you unconsciously implied it.
Unconsciously.
Yeah, you can unconsciously imply it. Yes.
Maybe subconsciously.
Jesus read from the Torah, and he read from the prophet Isaiah.
I heard you the first time, and I'm going to tell you again. The Torah is defined as the first 5 books. I didn't do it I didn't do it unconsciously.
It must be in a modern way, but it must not been. It must have been back in the day, because that must have been different.
The Torah's first 5 books, in that it derives the history and the law, doesn't it? That's its
Exodus, Genesis, Numbers, Deuteronomy.
It's
Leviticus.
Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, and Numbers. But it sits apart because it's the derivation, isn't it, of the Judaic law. The rest of it tends to be a lot of history, and the prophets then coming, and the books of the prophets. But it kind of sets out the foundation. It's the Pentateuch. It's the same thing. It's just the first 5 books, is my simple understanding. That's why it sets apart. It's the foundations of.
Yeah, that's the book of Moses, basically. Then the 5 books were written by Moses, but you have also the book of Joshua, right? And that's not I couldn't call him a prophet per se, right?
Why not?
I don't know where we're going with this, but okay.
Because he's more of a leader of the pack.
Well,
like Moses. He was a type for Jesus, leading them into the Holy Land.
Yeah.
He's often described as an archetype of Christ.
So, in the prophets weren't leading the people or guiding the people. They had no say over the people. They were just there prophesying over the people. So the book of Joshua, I would sort of include into, but I understand that the Torah is sort of defined now as that. But I think they had more of these scriptures back in the day because Jesus read from the book of Isaiah.
So I didn't unconsciously. If I was unconscious, I couldn't even speak.
Oh my God, I would smack you unconscious right now.
We don't know what the Jews held as their books. We have the Pentateuch, which
Don't
is
call them
the
the Jews, call them the
Alexandrian.
Israelites.
we have the Pentateuch, don't we? Which is the Greek derivation. But the temple was sacked. Okay, and when the temple was sacked, everything, the menorah, everything was taken from the temple, and it's not until later that they're able to rewrite stuff. Yeah, from what is the question is as to how Judaism most likely reconstructed. So it's to me it's impossible to state what scriptures the Jews back then or the Hebrews held truest in the temple at the time of Christ. It's an impossibility because it was destroyed. It was by the Romans, you know. So for whatever it is, what's left is what we have. The Jews don't replicate our Old Testament exactly. They have their own nuance to it. It's very similar, but to try and define what it was back then, I think is foolhardy, because history tells us we don't know.
History tells us that we do know.
And with that, hey Neil.
Neil is gone. He's upset.
Go get your shine box.
I think
Runs
Neil
in
had
here.
driving problems and talking.
Go ahead, Adam. You ain't gonna get rumpus. You were gonna say something. Go ahead.
I was only going to blame Neil coming here, starting religious debates, and then running off.
No, that wasn't him. That was you.
It weren't me.
Basically, essentially, it was me trying to get a handle on what was going to happen Thursday, and I thought we ended that topic, and then we started to move on, and then you brought it back.
Only because it sounds a really good topic, and I was intrigued.
Okay. I knew it was going to get the next
But
thing.
according to you, Adam, it will be sort of built on loose sand because, I mean, it's just.
She's implying. Wait a second. Adam,
according to me.
Adam.
No.
Adam, she's implying it unconsciously.
No, I'm applying it consciously. Because you know why? If you say that we don't have the books of the Torah that is any foundation to stand upon, right? Because we don't know, because Jews construed it later, then the book of Jasher is even more that. I mean, yeah. So just take it with a.
No. The house of sand is it's not canon.
So what?
Because every other document, if you're a Christian, then the validity, it comes through the derived word of God in the Bible. So the only stuff that's valid that you can accept is the derived word of God in the Holy Bible.
Well, I see a whole
the
lot
rest
of that.
The rest of it, the histology of the Torah and how it was put together is irrelevant because God delivered to man the Holy Bible. So the validity is there. How and what happened in history for other religions is irrelevant. God gave you the Bible.
How did he do that, Adam?
So by that definition, any discrepancies for a Christian with the Bible and Judaism means Judaism's wrong, because that's what the Scripture dictates. So that's the only reason.
How would it be wrong?
That's the only reason I was intrigued as to why we would cite from a non-canonical source. As not for me, because I'm happy to go there, but it's interesting that a Bible-believing Christian is going to. It's what authority does that have to you?
I don't.
I'm intrigued at.
Describe by authority by a people group that are sort of picking books and leaving books out on their own account, right? I want to be the how do you say the one that's the arbiter of that. You know, I want to see why they left it out and what's good about it or not, right? That's the whole point. And usually they left out these books that were mostly to do about people having visions, having supernatural things happen to them, which they couldn't explain back then. Also, they left out a whole slew of like history that might be important to later identify a certain people group, and they also left out these sort of visions and views on the latter days, right? So that you could sort of understand what would happen in the latter days. And if you sort of are onto these people that did that, then you need to look at the Apocrypha and see what you can get out of it. It might not all be in the up and up, right? I mean, dates and that sort of stuff, you can't really get there all the time, right? But you can sort of see where it's things latch on and where you sort of see connections and overlaps with what you do get by the Bible in itself. So that's why I wanted to go to these other like scriptures and see what adds on to it. I don't make a big like doctrine out of it. I just want to see what's there and take out certain stuff to sort of identify things. That's my whole goal.
And with that,
Good one.
Oh, cool. I'm looking forward to Thursday.
oh, here we go. That's the conclusion that we started with.
Yeah. And I think that
Yeah, but what a preface to a show now on Thursday we've had. Eh? What a great trailer.
yeah, it is.
It's a
I
great.
just
God,
I was just going to say the only reason everyone blames Neil for everything, like Adam did earlier, even though it was Adam started it. The only reason everyone blames Neil is because he's so used to getting the blame, you know he'll accept it. He's blamed for things his whole life, I'd say.
yeah, he's a character. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, what's next?
The closure of the show.
Why?
I think we're done. I need my coffee right now.
Huh.
QE, have you considered doing a treatment on any of, let's say, someone like Brian Cox doing a radio interview or something like that?
I haven't considered it. Of course, I don't watch those things anymore. I don't gravitate. Sorry for the pun. I'd consider it. Why, you have something?
No, I'm just wondering. It's just like, because it's like you're slowly building to a point where they're going to be the last people you have to do it to, because you have to go on from the numpty clips and now you're onto the treatment with people who are PhDs. Now, I know that you're bringing, obviously, the Globebusters into it, and that's understandable because they are opposition. But well, as far as the original opposition go, I mean, I think it's kind of heading that way.
Yeah.
Where you're just going to be pulling apart their rubbish, which is something they would not want you to do.
Yes. Yeah, you're exactly right, Brian. You have the vision. But you're pretty sharp today, man.
Today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Unconsciously.
Yeah, I surmised that unconsciously. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty much done with your average skank and file ball-tard. I really want to go after like the higher echelon of the ball-tards. As you already know, it's pretty funny that the higher echelon ball-tards are even dumber than your average skank and file ball-tard, if you haven't noticed that, which is quite shocking. It's just a whole clown show carnival tent. But I like to go after the PhDs, especially, or the certifiable ones, especially for new people that are in the community, or people that may be on the fence, or old timers that are just out here superficially, just to show them the depth of even their high scholars or actual morons.
Well,
I find a lot of gratitude. It helps me reach self-actualization like over and over and over again for some reason.
Oh my God.
Well, I think that the thing about it is a lot of these people with PhDs and who are known in or who have worse again, which are PhDs who are known in the public eye, like Neil deGrasse Tyson or Brian Cox or these kind of people, is that they're not used to being challenged. They're used to being able to just make up whatever they want to make up and say whatever they want to say with whatever level of information they have or to go with that will bamboozle people. So they're used to just being looked up to. They're not used to someone saying, no, that's a load of rubbish, and here is why. They're not used to that.
Yes.
And that's why with the average baller we deal with, they're used to bobbing and weaving. You know what I mean? They're in the gym all the time. You know what I mean? Whereas these people are used to just having the title belt without having to win it, without having to ever be challenged on it, if you know what I mean.
No, yeah.
Priest. I mean, a few years ago, there's Brian Cox presents the science behind Doctor Who. Okay, he's going to go up with a blackboard and do drawings on it and talk about the science of Doctor Who just to an audience. That's the only place he'll present that crap. Yeah, he'll never ever turn up. And by the time they are challengeable, they'll be gone. They'll be already obsolete. Yeah, by the time there could ever be a public demand for them to actually face the truth. Yeah? The best we're going to have is what we see on that. Was it Whitsick, Jared, and the two guys against Brian, a PhD? That's the best we're looking at. Is people with genuine PhDs who believe this shit, genuinely believe it, because I don't think NDT, Brian Cox believe this crap that they present. They cannot, because of, like I said, the science behind Doctor Who. Yeah, but they can't believe it. But we are, and this is the best place, is to have these stand-up PhDs. Professor Phil Bell.
What?
Brian the other day. To get them to come up and show that they've got nothing behind their religious statements. I agree. Dealing with the rumpus, superficial people who pretend to be stuff is I agree with QE. Those days are dead.
Yeah, those days are over. And by the way, just as a point of order, Your Honor, that Bryant guy with the Globe Dumpsters crew, he had a BS and an MA. So number one, I don't know how he's a professor. With you're the only way you could do that is maybe in high school. I never called the teachers in high school professors. Maybe that's a new thing. But he's not getting there with a humanities master's. That's not going to happen. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that just as a point of order, he's not a professor. Follow?
No, it's an MA. And it's an MA.
Yeah.
That's why you call it an MA.
Yeah, but you said PhD Bryant. Somebody said he was a PhD, but that's not according to what he had up, his credentials that were up on the beginning of the video.
I stand corrected then.
He may not be claiming to be a professor, but he might have been termed as a professor by people who wanted him to be a professor.
Oh, I got you now.
Yeah.
Listen to Brian. Sharp as a tack.
Thank you, Brian, for picking up on my apologetics, which was not accusatory, but apologetics, yeah, from the thumbnail.
Yeah. So that's,
right. What you got to remember from the start of the show, any opportunity to take a dig at QE is now open season.
It's open season. Yeah. So that's going to be, I signed up to do that one. That's another 5 hours, right? With Brian.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hey.
and like I said, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be more, I don't want to say difficult. It's just going to be labor intensive because I not only have to deal with the pretender clown Baltard that's on, 8 shots of espresso, but I have to deal with each of the globe dumpsters numpties in their comments.
Yeah,
Perfecto, Huey,
it is
perfecto.
difficult.
Go ahead, Brian first and then Adam.
Yeah, I agree. It is difficult if you look at it that way. That's for sure. Because with Anthony, you just had to deal with mostly what you might have critiqued Anthony on some of his debating tactics, but he didn't have to critique him mostly on anything that he was saying because he was actually saying something true. Whereas as opposed to the other two, the engineer and the other guy, the astronomer, like you had loads to critique with them. Whereas it's going to be a 50-50. Or maybe a 60-40 when you're dealing with Bright Myers and the Globebusters.
Yep. Go ahead, Adam.
The other bit was just critiquing. No, you're right, Bri. If you listen to it, the advice for Tony is don't take that route. Whereas the critique for the ballers is you're talking out your arse. What's going to be interesting as we go to the new video, is everybody's talking out their arse. And the person that Kiwi's going to agree with most is the baller. So I'm looking forward to it because he critiques the other 3 Ethereans in a way that is outstanding to me. He nails them down to specifics of what their theory is within, 3 hours or something. Which is, I think, respect to him, whether he's got a PhD or not. You guys have just strapped electrostatics on. I forgot the word what he straps it onto, but
Relates to gravity.
is it? Yeah. Gravitational theory. That's it. You just strapped electrostatics onto gravitational.
And I also wasn't. I just want to add this: just because he's got a humanities degree and a Bachelor of Science, I wasn't. That's not to say I'm not digging at him. I was only digging at whether he's a professor or not. I wasn't taking a dig because you got a lot of people with bachelor's and master's degrees that they got a pretty strong acumen. A PhD doesn't magically bestow you with the master of knowledge of the topic. If you know what a PhD is, you'd figure that out. A lot of PhDs that I run into couldn't tie their shoes with a fleet of slobber nurses helping them. But I just wanted to make sure that was clear. I was only pointing to the professor aspect. And I think Brian might be right. They put professor up there. So I'm sure that Bryant didn't make up the thumbnail. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's the for the?
I don't think he would. I don't think he called himself. It just didn't strike me as, I could be wrong, but it didn't strike me as the type that would call himself a professor if he wasn't one.
That was Jaron's title on Jaron's channel's thumbnail.
Yep.
But I do think it's leading towards bigger fish because there's only so many of these you will be able to tolerate before you want to go after the bigger fish. Because they don't want that. They want to disappear into the distance with their pensions and whatever else in time. And they don't want to be addressed. Whereas they'll be the easiest for you to address because they can't outwardly make stuff up and lie left, right, and centre as much as people who on the ground can, or people in between who aren't known in the public eye. They have to adhere to the public, or at least address the public. So making stuff up on the spot is not going to work so well for them. And that they're actually easier fish for you to
Exactly. You got it right. I've said that many times. It's a lot easier on me if the person has a higher education degree, because you're exactly right. Because they can't get away with just making shit up like most of the skank and fall baltards do, because you're left chasing your friggin' tail, right? chasing down this made up horse shit. I don't really. I snicker to myself and then, complain that I have to go debunk all their friggin' imaginings. Right? I don't have to do that with somebody, for the most part. I don't have to do that with somebody with a degree in higher education. Yep, you got it right.
That's what was for me frustrating about listening to that 3-on-1, 3 flat earthers against Bryant, whatever qualifications he's got, because he wasn't the Rob, was he, or the other guy, or a rumpus. He's a guy that was there who thought he was right. He believes in everything he's saying, but he seemed genuine in his understanding. Look, he bothered to listen to Flat Earth Debate, try and figure out what was going off in terms of the quality of the argument. That was apparent when David Weiss, did the St. Peter on him, on Nathan.
St. Pete pulled a St. Peter on him.
Yeah.
Did he deny him thrice?
Only once so far, but we wait. We'll see. The cock has not crowed yet. QE.
Fair enough.
Yeah. No, the point I'm making is there was a gentleman there that you weren't going to have a bullshit argument with. He seemed to be quite grounded in his understanding and was going to argue on that. So well so. It was able to identify what they were talking about in their Ethereanness in terms of the strap-ons they had to real physics that was
in their Ethereanness.
Yes. So there was a real opportunity there that was missed. Not like talking to these numpties. And I don't think you're going to get your Neil deGrasse Tysons because they're performers, mate. They're a joke. The same with Brian Cox. The next stage is these guys, that do hold PhDs and truly believe everything that they go to work every day on, irrespective of the field they're in. And this guy was an electromagnetics kind of healer, I think, if you read into him, which explains maybe why he was picked, because they thought he'd be a PhD guy they could convince. But they seem to be the point of. I'll finish quickly. They seem to be the people that that if we're going to be able to get hold of, and it's worth engaging with in debate, because, like I say, the rumpuses ain't, and that the skank and file, as you say. If you can get hold of genuine people that are up for a genuine discussion, and not the arguments we have on Flat Earth Debate, that seems the next logical step is to discuss with these guys on their own terms, and you do that exceptionally well because all your citation is their terms.
Yeah, I found though PhD Rob Parks is a particular numpty. He's well below your average skank and foul. I wasn't impressed at all with him. He's just a dumbass with a PhD. I don't know where he got that thing from. Bryant was a little bit more impressive than PhD astronomer Rob Parks. Not only, I'm not saying that he was more knowledgeable, because some of Bryant's points were, I caught myself saying, here's the phenomena that we have. It seems like they take this 1956 physics glossary and they just have terms and phrases and they interconnect them in a convoluted way, and it sounds real sciencey, but it's abject nonsense. Now, I found that a lot with Bryant. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. In fact, I haven't listened to pretty much nothing except what Nathan showed. So I just wanted to put that out there. So you got to be careful. I don't want to say but there's a pretty good feel for somebody that has a PhD that is unlike Rob Parks, that has a fundamental familiarity with the subject matter. I found PhD Rob Parks as an absolute 100% pretender clown numpty dipshit that not only didn't know anything, more or less anything about his chosen discipline, but really just lacks the basic reasoning skills to breathe. I just wanted to put that out there.
You reckon that guy'd come on? Not Rob Parks. I wouldn't want to speak to the Rob. But Bryant might.
I think Bryant would. Yeah, I think Bryant would have a go. If I'm reading it correctly. Now, I don't know if it'd like come on Nathan or come on here. It'd be over really quick. But I don't think he realizes that. I don't know. I get the feeling that he might venture out there.
Could you
Contact
keep
him.
it cordial?
Keep it cordial. Yeah, I will. I usually do with so-called professionals.
But remember, that's the ultimate arbiter of what's right and wrong.
Yes, I remember that.
I think that would be interesting. I think it'd be nice to maybe reach a hand out.
Yeah, but he couldn't do the espressos before the interaction.
I'd do those.
You noticed how I pronounced it correctly the past few times.
Absolutely stunning. I kind of thought you were from like Perugia or somewhere, the way you said it.
I made sure he got it right this time. Yeah, because I'd have to stop him, and people would get frustrated by that because obviously Bryant, he's a fast talker. I think that he would probably get frustrated into me stopping his, incoherent monologues to have him, to get down to the nitty gritty. A lot of people don't like that.
Well, you're going to have a piece of paper and a pen.
No, I don't like doing that because it's too fast, and then while I'm writing, I miss out what he says previously. I just listen intently every second, and then I'll just go ahead.
No, I think that would be the trouble, because when you try to explain why gas molecules will stick to a ball, yeah, you have to become incoherent and ramble quickly to get it all out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think, sadly, that would have to be pointed out to him at the beginning of any discussion. That,
yes.
Well, mate, you're not going to be allowed to proceed. You've clearly watched. You're not going to allow into paragraphs of ramble when the first sentence is a presupposition or whatever fallacy we want to call. You're going to need to work through these things and present it properly.
Precisely. Yes, because that's where they get away with it. You and I, we all know this just intuitively, just no one brings it up. But I'm bringing it up. I've been bringing it up for a long time. When you start with the incoherent monologues, like the debate scene. People get this idea of debate that got Jedi mind tricked by somebody. Flat earthers even fall into this trap of this debate where, each side gets 10, 15 minutes presentation. No, that's not a debate. That's an incoherent monologue. A debate is pinpointing the exact claim by claim, right? You come out with a claim. This is my claim. Usually you want it to be hyper specific, and then you provide support for it. So it goes by claim. And once you do that, I think a lot of people don't like doing that because then they're compromised. Because they know they're already compromised, because they want to be like a Bryant who goes on with their incoherent monologue, like he said, and just strings together long, incoherent, nonsensical horseshit. Right? They're not going to like being stopped, right out the gate. That's why those are few and far between. In fact, I have yet to see a debate like that anywhere. But am I wrong in my thought process behind this? I'll take the L. I don't think I am.
Because you heard me just say you need a pen and paper, but actually no. You can't be, because everything in the monologue sounds semi-coherent, plausible. Shall we say plausible? Until you analyze the first sentence and ask for a definition of the first sentence, and then everything becomes totally incoherent.
Yep.
If you got that definition, that's the point. But if you're allowed to go past the first sentence with ambiguity,
yep,
then that's the problem.
Yep. Yes, sir. That's the whole problem. And if that isn't pointed out, like you said prior, oh boy, even if it's pointed out prior, are they going to go along with that? I mean, most likely not. I know if I was a pretender clown, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't sign up for that. I'll tell you that. It would depend on how fast I could talk, how much horseshit I can get out and just boggle the mind of the opponent. Not in a gish gallop, because that's different topics, but on the same topic, you can come up with a pretty good sizable chunk of horseshit in the first minute. Right? I know if I wanted to try doing something, I guess I couldn't even do it because I'd start laughing to myself. Because I knew I was just trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes.
You have to have a fair challenge system. We tried it. I think you tried it back in Discord in the day.
We did.
Yeah. And I don't think it works necessarily for an open panel, but in a more rigid, structured debate, if you postulate up that the opponent is allowed to press a buzzer, then mate, no, we can't move past this point. And they've got the same button to press.
Sure.
You know, that seems reasonable for the like you say, to keep the debate honed and defined on the topics as allowing it to digress, which we've done tonight. If you listen, you know, that's what happens. If you're not honed and defined, you wander off into different types of kiwi or asparagus. That, you know.
Yes, you do. It worked pretty well on 24/7. I wouldn't say 100% because the other person that was putting forth all the fallacies or incoherent basic reasoning skills with ambiguousness, there were a few that clearly got frustrated quite quickly. Some didn't. Others clearly got frustrated, and then it was the only port and storm left for them was to let it spiral. Right? It's really easy to do that. But I don't know. Somebody contact Bryant and see if he'll have a go. I don't mind. No, I don't. All right, let's go with final thoughts. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Betty, you still with us? I caught her this time.
No, you didn't.
No, I thought I did.
Yeah, I went to get some coffee.
You went to get some coffee? Where? South America?
Yeah, because you guys are like rambling on. So
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Sorry, I thought I was going to get us into a sort of a way out of this show, but that didn't happen. So I thought coffee.
As you are the prince proprietor of almost the whole show. Now you want to get out of it.
Yeah, it's late.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit long in the tooth.
I want to have some chill time.
Yeah, that's very important.
Exactly.
I like my chill time.
Yeah.
No shooting time this week because the weather is just atrocious. I don't think we're going to get out of the 30s this week. I don't think that's going to happen. So
1930s?
No, the 30s in temperature Fahrenheit. I think the high, if we do, it's only to 40, and that's it the whole week. Maybe Saturday we might break out of it, but yeah, it's pretty dreary and quite cold. So, but I don't want to get into talking about the weather.
Well, you already did.
Yeah, I know I did.
We have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. So it was a pretty healthy discussion. Like I said, I never know where this is going. And it's usually pretty good.
Food.
Today being no exception. So, any final thoughts? Go down the list. AI, you're new, except for the super chats. Appreciate that, guy. Any final thoughts?
No, not really, but the Monist thing is a very interesting angle to all of the things that are going on in the community nowadays.
Very
That's
interesting.
about it.
That's an interesting take on it. Yeah, I know you've been talking about that. Not talking about it, I mean, constantly, but you brought it up a few times. But yeah. Yeah. I could see it a little bit. Yep. Were you impressed, the Monist, when I said one?
Yeah, what? Yeah, it's it was kind of an easy answer if you just dissected the word a little bit.
Too funny, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for the super chats. Appreciate it. Brian, Mr. Sharpness. You took a sharp pill today. I don't know where you got it from. You need to continue to take them daily.
Thank you. I don't have anything to say. I enjoyed the show, and thanks for having me on. Very entertaining. Thank you.
You're welcome. Righteous, you snuck in here.
Yeah, the combo was good when I stuck in.
The combo was good when you
banter.
snuck in, and then what happened?
I thought I went good all the way till now. Well, it's still going good because I'm talking, right? But...
Oh my god! Yeah.
But yeah, I was just gonna say quick what you and Adam were talking about. I thought that was pretty interesting.
About the debate thing.
Yeah, about like the higher profile people, and then also how you ended with like in the real debate and how you defined what real debate is again.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking a bit about, got me thinking about it. That was good.
Yeah, because people got Jedi mind tricked, I guess, by the great debate. Oh, that's not the great debate. About that numpty. Who's the numpty that has the debate channel that lets people go for like... Go ahead.
Modern debate channel?
Oh, the modern debate. Yeah, everyone thinks, I don't know, he Jedi mind tricked everyone by calling it modern debate. And since he put out his train wreck concept of what a debate is, like the moderator being asleep at the wheel, only concerned with the super chats, letting people drone on for 10 or 15 minutes with baseless assertion after baseless assertion, not being challenged, and having the so-called debaters not provide support for the horse shit that comes out of their blowhole. So that's a belly laugher. That's not a debate. So don't get Jedi mind tricked. Just because somebody labels something a certain thing doesn't make it that thing. It has to, like bananas, like I went over before. A banana's a banana, or a compound bow. Compound bow has cams. Well, it's defined as having cams. Well, if I disprove the cam, guess what? You don't have a compound bow anymore, or you have to redefine that monkey. Follow? So things aren't always what they appear to be, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Can I say something about that? I thought it would be hilarious to take apart one of these modern debate videos, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, I think they have some of these videos about evolution and creationism, but also other stuff, And it would be great for you to just go over those, because I don't think you get the copyright strike from them. But just go over those and see where things go wrong. Even the moderator, where he goes wrong. I think that would be hilarious.
Huh.
So I would watch that.
You would watch that? You guys like giving me work.
Yeah, I would watch that.
That would be a lot of work.
Well, these modern days debates are not like hours, like 5 hours of Anthony circling around. So, point.
Huh. That's quite interesting, Betty.
Yeah. And he does have once in a while some sort of a PhD or some sort of high up guy there from time to time.
I have to admit to you, Betty, I haven't watched a modern day debate. It has to be over a year.
I understand that, but maybe there's people that do watch it and have seen some maybe interesting material to review.
They would have to send that to me. I'd have to review that. Go ahead, Brian. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to suggest to QE that maybe John Shelton would be a good person to give that task to. He would find a debate. He would know what to look for.
Huh. Okay. It's not a bad idea, Betty. Now that you say that, but it would be still a lot of work for me. I thank you for giving me more work.
Oh, come on. You'd hardly do anything else.
Thanks,
I
Betty.
mean, it's going to be winter time. You're not going to be out shooting your bow in sub
Yeah.
zero freezing point weather outside. So there might be some time that you have, and I know that you have fun doing the onesie shows by yourself.
You like the onesies, don't you?
Well, I do like when you sort of are able to point out these stupid stuff that people say and do, these fallacies, right? And then these mannerisms also, because but you're right. But that guy with the modern day debate, he is half asleep most of the time. He wakes up and there's a voice raised, right? And then he punishes the wrong one usually.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what I remember from watching a few of them back there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And well, maybe you could sort of point out where these debates go wrong, right? Also.
Huh. That's quite interesting. I didn't ever thought about it. I was just concerned with PhD baltards. Of course, there's not too many of them. The high-profile ones, like you said, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I went because he doesn't talk technically, right? It's just ambiguous, religious mantras and shit.
He's the PR box of that whole thing, He's not authentic at all. He's an actor.
Right. There's no meat there, right? Because it's just ambiguous. And Brian Cox, even though I don't listen to Brian Cox that much, he doesn't get very technical, does he? Adam and Brian, are you used to listening to this guy?
Yeah, theoretical bollocks. Just like I said, last time I remember him doing anything, it's either BBC programs talking to the layman,
right?
Yeah, with no justification, or the shit that I said, the science behind Doctor
Who. Yeah. So there's no meat there for me. I can't do anything with that.
Yeah, it's just PR. It's just to get the kids, just to get these the people that are superficial.
Yes.
To stay in the lane.
Yes, but I can't do. Yeah, but the point is, Betty, I can't do anything with that.
Yeah, I understand that, but they have these other people that I think that sometimes there is a engineer or some other person on that one-day debate. I think.
Okay.
I sometimes see these titles pass by, and I'm thinking, oh, that would be some good meat for, you know who.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, you got your mission.
Oh yeah. Now you make it my mission.
Yeah, but it's going to be a while because I have to finish up with Rob, the numpty Rob here, and the other guy, and then I have to. I'll tell you what, the Bryant with the globe dumpsters, that's going to take a while. Let me just tell you that.
Oh, well, you can break it up a little bit with some other numpty in between.
Yeah, but it has to be a legitimate numpty.
Sure.
Not any of the one, the numpty clips. Everyone that I've done a numpty clip on, I don't want to hear from them ever again. I don't like to deal with them because they're already exposed. They respawn. I think they forgot about that. I might rerun a few of those numpty clips. I was talking to Nathan about that, just to make sure everyone's familiar with what has happened. Right? These guys just respawn. They could just think they could just come out and say, "Oh, I'm going to respawn from my death." Phil Bell comes to mind. I'll never speak to him again. It's a waste of my time. He's already, buried 10 times over with his own words. All right? Why am I going to waste my time entertaining anything from him? I'm not. It's not worth my time. So I get bogged down with that stupid shit. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll have a look for something from Brian Cox. See if I can find something where he did any debate or a lecture or something like that, Would a
Okay.
lecture be any good to you?
Yeah, it depends on if he gets, if he gets away from the ambiguous stuff and starts to get somewhat specific, that's what I can deal with.
Okay, I'll have a look for that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I'm relatively unfamiliar with Brian Cox. Only this few sound bites that I've seen from. I'm never going out and searched. Right.
I wouldn't say you did, no. Sorry.
I don't think you're going to find him, Brian, on the Open University actually discussing anything intellectually. I think he is he's just like Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the exact English version. Yeah, he's made for TV. And what's the title they use? He's a science educator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Irrespective of what qualification he may have, the role he performs in society is exactly that. It's theatrics. It's about presenting a narrative. You're not going to even hear him commit to anything of significance other than the mainstream and the ridiculum. Like I said, so to me, there's nothing worth addressing there. There's nothing to be won there. Yeah. What I would, and I don't want to sound like Don King or anything, but there's a fight to be had. Yeah, that will prove things. That will certainly help this community. So come on, Brian, get in the ring. They're the fights I'd be looking for, not fantasy fights.
You talking about Brian's Logic or Brian Cox?
Bryant.
Oh, Bryant. There's too many Brians and Brian's this and Bryant's. Yeah.
Well, I'll find something. If it's
Okay.
not Brian Cox, I'll find something noteworthy. Well, I'll send you something, and you can obviously have the final say.
Yeah, don't send me 8 hours and say, see this.
No, I won't do that yet. I won't do that yet.
Point out
That's
certain.
Neil.
Yeah, right.
Look
Yeah.
at this. I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, I've had a few people do that. I said, yeah.
It's like telling your husband to put the garbage out. No.
Brian, there's a video out there. Somebody secret cam records Brian Cox in a pub and has a go at him, and tries to get him to back his bullshit up. Look for that. That's the one that's worth looking at if you get him, because just watch the bullshittery.
I remember one where he did the gravity one. That was sort of somewhat pregnant.
No, this is like a pseudo-journalistic thing where he's got a hidden camera and he's interviewing him, trying to get, what are you claiming?
Right.
And it's in a pub, Bri. Have a look for that. That's probably worth a look at, because you'll see the questions that we would ask being asked to him.
Huh.
Yeah, I will. I'll have a look for that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going to wrap. Anything else, Betty?
Nope.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Hey, thanks, guys, for coming. Appreciate it. A little bit long in the tooth today. Went over many topics as usual. I appreciate it. Next time we come at you, I don't know when I'm going to do the next treatment. Maybe at the end of the week. I don't know. I can't see that far in the future, but it's coming. So keep a heads up for that. I'm not going to surprise anyone. I think I'll announce it. I think that works a little bit better than just popping on. Yeah, we're going to put that to bed. Unless I feel moved. All right. So listen, guys, like I said, thanks for coming. Hang in there and we'll catch you on the flip side. Huey out.